Futures little change to start the brand new trading week this morning, coming off a solid performance on Friday that saw, if you remember, all three U.S. indexes back in positive territory. Second straight positive week. In fact, Dow ended the day up 0.4% and ended the week up about the same amount. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ ending the week up both more than 1 full percent. So a nice week overall as markets continue to monitor the developments coming out of Ukraine with the Russia-Ukraine situation. Obviously, no change as of yet in a positive means anyways. Big week this week for economic data. We'll get the JOLTS employment report coming midweek. That is an employment report that the Fed pays very close attention to when they come to setting monetary policy. Obviously, ADP private report coming out on Thursday. And then the big one, obviously, March non-farm payrolls comes out Friday morning, pre-market, so make sure you're here Friday morning with us. Whole bunch of stuff to talk about this morning individually. Tesla shares making big moves once again, 5.5% right now to the upside. More split rumors to talk about this morning and a possible dividend for Tesla. Xpeng reported. Bitcoin's moving. Coinbase up in the pre-market here. Lots to get to. It's Monday, March 28th, 2022. TraderTV.live starts now. Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to a brand new week. Guess who's back? Back again. Sean got a tan. I didn't even notice. You're looking pretty good there, Sean.
A little bit.
Sean back from Miami. Welcome back. How was the warm weather? Because it's freezing this morning.
It's not bad, but I just realized I put my earpiece in the wrong ear. So yeah, I'm back, and I just hope I don't hit. Because if it's in the wrong one and you're not used to it, then I feel like there's something there. But yeah, no, great to be back. And I heard.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
What, you tried to switch it?
Yeah, I'm not switching it.
I just got the sticky note out there. No, but yeah, no, landed. I laid my head down yesterday, 3:30. So it's into work, and it's 8:30 now. So we're ready to rock and roll, and glad to be back.
That's what
and
I'm
I heard Arun was holding the fort down quite nicely.
Yeah, he didn't slap anybody though, but he came close.
Yeah.
No
one talked about his girl or anything.
Dude, he actually threw the slipper at Pratt.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
What was up with that? What did Pratt do?
Well, I mean, the thing about Pratt is like he'll say, I got to follow this rule. I shouldn't trade this stock.
Oh, okay.
And then like every now and then, you're a young trader. You break a rule. I break rules all the time. But I don't have someone throwing a slipper at me.
Right.
And Arun is a man of his word. And if he says, break the rule, I throw a slipper, the slipper goes flying. That's as simple as was. But it's going to be another fun week this week. Yeah, that slaps.
Yeah. I
don't even.
I got to give a shout out to my wife who woke up with me this morning, made me this coffee, and right in here. So shout out to you, Marissa. Thank you for waking up. No, it's not hazelnut. So
I usually smell
little
the
downgrade.
I smell it usually.
No, look, it's great to be back, and people saying I look red. Yeah, I mean the thing about it is this. So yesterday, Miami was 27, 28, beautiful weather, shiny, everything, sun going crazy, right? You come back here, and tell everyone what the temperature is here, Neil.
It was minus 18 with the wind chill when I left the house this morning.
And I think I look pretty good. I mean, I think I could look
worse,
too.
I think so. Minus 18, though, man. You brought it back with you.
I did. I brought down the cold. But you know what else I brought back? What's up with crypto right now? Crypto's going absolutely insane. 50 or 57, that's next.
Yeah.
47,000, unbelievable. And it's March to 50. So we'll be trading some Coinbase today, Brendo. There's, like you mentioned, there's lots happening. There's some AMC apes going nuts out there. And we're back, baby. Let's go. Let's get this party started.
Lots of headlines to discuss this morning, guys. We'll get into this whole AMC story and HYMC, Hycroft Mining going crazy, AMC saying they're going to spend more on other things, but apparently that's positive for HYMC. Before we go too far, though, let's bring in Miss V. Good morning.
Good morning, team. Welcome back, everyone. I wish you a wonderful, profitable day. Please make sure you like this video, and let's get it started, Brandon.
Yeah, let's jump right into things here. We'll talk about Tesla coming up here. Obviously, another split going to be voted on for Tesla and a possible dividend to come. Before we get into that, though, let's talk about some cannabis stocks, because it's not 420 yet, but could be 420 this week, remember. We have this report last week at the end of the week suggesting that federal legalization bill could hit the floor of the House in Washington for a vote as soon as Monday. So it could be today, it could be tomorrow or Wednesday. We'll keep an eye on any developments, obviously, that come out of Washington, guys. But huge moves last week for all of the CGCs of the world.
I just
420.
No, but I have to say something. I have to say what's up to Green Candle. Or no, not Green Candle. Who was it? Someone on here said, here it is. It was what's up to Playmaker? Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to start the show with. Also, it was very, very awesome to meet a couple of our viewers. And shout out to Playmaker. I put up a nice picture there, and so that was really awesome. And then I was just reading his thing. Slap the ask like Will Smith, he said. So everyone can hit that
all
ask.
day,
But
every day.
are we allowed to say that? I mean, that's not political or anything like that, right? The Will Smith thing. I mean.
Look, man,
I think that's fine.
If Chris Rock had actually been hurt, I think he's cool. I think he's good.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on in Will's head,
then,
but it happens. You get emotional.
And then while I was gone, first of all, we're not talking about Bruno, but like that didn't win Best Song. Like, give me a break, first of all. And I don't know anything about. It didn't. I don't know, some Time to Die or something. I don't even know what that is. That one, but and also we're not talking about Italy, but we are talking about.
Oh, Canada, baby.
The soccer, we are in the building.
We're going to
Here we
Qatar.
go. Watch out, Qatar. Yeah, cheers. Cheers on this.
We should do the show from Qatar.
Yeah. So just what is it, October, November? So we're Trader TV live from Qatar, as we are going to have a box there, and we'll broadcast right there, and we'll bring you live. We're not doing it, Rob. Don't worry about that. And then, so that should be a lot of fun. But okay, what were we talking about again? Oh yeah, weed. So let's go over and have a look.
The weed.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, I shouldn't say it.
Apparently, stay on the weed.
Well, stay on the topic of
weeds.
We're already
of weed.
We're already into it, man.
Yeah. So we said that basically. Look, this is what you're waiting for, right? You wanted to get legalization on a federal level. Let's see if it gets past the Senate. I doubt it will. But you did a nice big move here, up to $9 on CGC. And I mean, the rest is history. There it is. Yeah. So I mean, this is what it's been. It's been literally dead for ever, and now you're finally starting to get a little bit of a bump up, and it's this level right here. Maybe if I can zoom it in just a little bit here. We have to get above, let's just call it 10, but it's basically all of this. You draw a line right here, right at $10 basically, and all of this crap under here needs to get taken out, and then you can start to pop up, and then we can look at 14, 15, things like that. But you need to get back into this trading zone right into here. And if you do that, you need to first get above 10. So for today, let's see what happens. I don't think you buy it, even though you're down 5%. This is just such a monster move. And I feel like when the Senate eventually rejects this bill, which I believe it will, they just need more studies. There has to be more science. There has to be more, medical, more reasons for these guys to approve the plant. Like, I can't believe we're talking about a freaking plant here. And by the way, what about plants beyond meat? We're going to talk about that as well. But, the move's from 550 to 9. I mean, that's a huge move. It's 63% or something in a week and a half. That's a monster move. And, unlike Tesla that has reasons to go up, this catalyst, fine, but I just wonder if it's over now. So I think you need to wait to at least CGC breaks 10, and I'll leave SNDL to you, because honestly, I didn't really look at that one.
To be honest, Sundial had this weird thing going on. I think you guys watched the show last week, and if you watched the afternoon show, Tilray was the futures and Sundial was just following along. And this almost put a double up in from bottom to top if you look at the move. But 90 cents at that high, the real story is you were able to find consolidation levels and then breakouts and breakdowns, especially on that first day. I sort of feel the same way. This is more of a sell the news event. We said the Senate still has to pass it, which I don't know if there's any indication that that's going to be the case. So you have the possibility of a catalyst here. You have already had a bit of a sell the news event. I think I want to be fading into this one, at least initially. But you do know that there can be still a spike. When the House passes, if the House does pass it, you can still get a spike to the upside again. It's just, will it actually be able to continue and turn into more than just a day or swing trade? Which at the point, that's what these names have been giving you. But that 90-cent level sort of stuck out like a sore thumb. The next level is going to be whether it's 80 to 81. That's the first look this morning on Sundial. But as always, if you're trading this, just have a chart up of one of the ETFs. Or I just found Tilray worked pretty well, just having that up against Sundial.
All right, Elon Musk is never one to shy away from a headline here. We'll talk about the split, obviously, coming up here, but I want to approach this from a different angle here, guys. I'm going to read you a tweet that someone sent to or directed at Elon Musk over the weekend, and I quote, Would you consider building a new social media platform at Elon Musk, one that would consist of an open source algo, one where free speech and adhering to free speech is given top priority, yada, yada, yada? To which Elon Musk responded, and I quote, "Am giving serious thought to this." So there was a few moves for, I mean, Twitter's not really doing anything in the pre-market here, guys, but what do we think about a Tesla-based social media platform?
Tesla-based. I mean, I don't think it'll be Tesla-based, but I mean, it's just based off Elon Musk trash-talking Twitter a little bit, right? So I mean, look, Twitter's been dead money. I mean, I was calling up Tesla here because I thought that's where we were going. No, look, Twitter, we've talked about that for a while. I mean, I don't really think it's too investable. When you didn't get the rally in Twitter off of, oh yeah, by the way, no. First of all, this is not bear. This has to be a bull. I'm back. I mean, this is not a bear. Who did that, Arun or you? Who did that? Remember when I threw it over there? That was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was pretty jokes. I forget who put it back. I think Liz brought it back, and it was on the bear still.
You know what I never thought about? Actually, the Oscars were pretty crap last night, apparently, according to what I read. And I landed, and all of a sudden, I see all of these things about what happened, and I was like, huh? And they're like, oh, despite nothing really happening at the Oscars, this happened. So maybe there was something
like I said,
with it
man,
being planned.
His hands are behind his back and his chin is like this. That's all I'm saying. That's not that would not be me if a dude was mad and I did something like that's not
especially if how tall is Will Smith? Like
he's
6'4",
he's a big boy.
And he got ripped for that movie.
There's no way come on, man.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no.
I was just playing that. A Time to Die is a good
But this
song.
Tesla, I mean, I don't know. Elon's not. Look, he tweets a lot of things that I don't think are necessarily serious. If they did it, I think it would be a distraction because I think he's got so many fantastic things going on that why would he care? Right? Like,
but what is that? But what was the tie with Tesla, though?
It's just because it was Elon.
Right,
I mean,
okay.
Tesla's got its own great catalyst.
Yeah. What I was going to say was Twitter is just one of those stocks where it's like, I really thought that it should have got going when President Trump was there because every single day you saw Twitter somewhere on somebody's screen with his little icon there. And I mean, if you just look here at the 20-minute chart, Twitter's been on a massive, massive run. I mean, $32 up to 39. I mean, a lot of these social media stocks continue to run. And to be quite frank, I'm not really sure why. I know monetization's always been an issue there. Jack Dorsey's now focusing on Block, which has actually rallied as well. Don't know why my charts aren't going back here. But if Twitter can get above this 39 area, I think that's a good point there. I would rather short it when we get near 39. I mean, we're going to have to watch to see what the market's going to do here today. The NASDAQ is starting to fall back in. So I think Twitter, at least for now, is a short up near this 39 area. But you know what? Competition, sometimes it's a little flattery, right? I mean, why would you want to get into this space? There's a few other things now. We actually just talked about this earlier, and I wasn't sure about the platform, but there's that Getter that's getting steam. There's this new Tesla thing that I guess, or Elon Musk idea that could get going as well. Snapchat, I mean, have you seen the move on Snapchat? I mean, Snapchat's been pretty good as well, up to $35. Well, if this loads, you'll be able to see, but didn't it make a bottom of 26 or something? Yeah, so yeah, wow. How did okay. That was kind of a guess, actually. 26 as a bottom. But there it is, 26 up to 36, 38. It went up to 42. So, yeah, social media is pretty hot again. But if I am in this space, but I'm not in Snapchat, I still like Meta. So I'm still all over Facebook there. And what a great move that's had in a little bit as well. So I don't know. That's my opinion on Twitter. I think it's a short.
Yeah, I'm not really big on these moves, at least in this particular space. Like, they haven't been quite as strong as some of the other bounces that we've seen. Snapchat's the one I was going to pull up. Like, we actually are trying to get past that 50 period, which it's touched and rejected multiple times. But this is the first time it's really started to hold above it. So consolidation here and a break for Snap isn't that bad. Just whether or not you're going to get that. Maybe I'll put an alert when we get above 37.50. That's a pretty tall. It's a bit of a stretch here for today, but it can be on your radar to be sure. And again, I don't think this has much to do with for Tesla, for Elon. I'll see that kind of a thing when I believe it. But with Starlink, with EVs, with solar, there's just way too much going to Mars. There's just way too much that Elon can do that would be, I'd say, a little bit more important than messing around with this. And he responds to a lot of things that don't necessarily mean it's going to be serious.
All right, just seeing Goldman Sachs, guys, maintaining a buy on AMD. Removed it, though, from its conviction buy list, but maintained 127 price target for AMD. There was a bit of a volume spike that came in on that. I want to mention this. There's some deal making this morning. HP making headlines, picking up Plantronics. They made those way back in the day. I haven't seen one for a long time, but they made those initial headsets, wireless headsets for your car. $40 a share for Plantronics, which is Poly, up 50%. Pretty good premium here.
Yeah, okay, I'm glad you said that because I was like, why does that name ring a bell? I'm like, yeah, that's right, wireless headsets. But yeah, I don't know if there's going to be anything with cash deals. Who knows? But there is a big spread, which I guess has been normal here. And when I say spread, I mean the difference between the price that the stock is trading and the cash offer, which is $40 to $39. It's obviously 2.5% there. It's a fade off of 40, but I'm a little bit surprised there's size on the offer at 39, so it's not going to trade anywhere close to it. It doesn't seem like. If we get any kind of movement that tests the top, it's definitely going to be shortable. I haven't really seen anything on top of the deal that makes it stand out. But yeah, Poly, if you see something up 40% and see volume, and then you see it do this, then a lot of times, and by that I mean barcode, then a lot of times it just simply means it's a buyout, and it's not going to move too much past that. But if you have direct market access, knock yourself out. You can do some spread trading. You can make some small scalp trades. Not going to be any big moves for something up 50%, obviously.
That was AMD with the upgrade, right, Brendo?
Yeah, AMD.
Yeah, so I mean, this 118 is a pretty nice level here for AMD. So I mean, I think that if you can, we're gonna test it anyways. But 118 there held the last couple days up here, so that's possible. But look at this consolidation down here between 113 and 115 type of stuff. So that's the area that I'm kind of looking at right here. If the market continues to make a move down, which now we're kind of flat again, so I don't mind that move down here to 112. I don't think that's going to happen today, but let the market settle down here on AMD, and then if we can get into this consolidation somewhere here. I mean, I don't know what the right price is going to be, but if you start buying at 115, 114, something like that, I don't think you'll be in trouble. I mean, you have a 110 bottom. So even if you drop down 4 or 5% into this area, which I don't know why it would do that, but you're down 1% in an up market here, and it got upgraded. So obviously, some people taking some profits. Wow, yeah, that's right. Like that was $100 not even that long ago. So there is that chance again, that we start to retest. I mean, inflation's not going anywhere. We have non-farm payrolls this Friday, and that number is going to be a monster. Like there's going to be virtually no unemployment. I mean, everything that I'm reading, there's too many jobs out there. People don't want to work anymore. They want to stay home. There's lots happening. I don't have to tell you guys about the job market, but that number is going to come hot, and the market is going to tank because that's going to give the federales there, the reserve, the opportunity to do whatever they want. And I think that that's going to be a bad thing. I'm not looking for, what did Citigroup came out and said 4 50-point hikes? They said that last week? Like, that's good. That's
well, remember, we're getting 7 total.
I know, so but 4 in a row of 50.
4 in a row of 50 is crazy.
That's a shock.
But it would put you in the same place, well, close to the same place. That's where Bullard wanted to end up by the end of the year.
Right.
But we know he's a little bit on the extreme end. So I'm kind of with you on that. Like, you have to start thinking about these metrics as what do they mean for the Fed and not what do they mean for the economy. So it's a good thing because everyone's saying the R word, and that's why you're getting potential inversion. But you had this weird thing between, okay, well, if the economy looks too strong, great, we're not going into recession, but then the Fed can do what they say they're going to do, which is be aggressive.
Like if the number's not good, like lower jobs and so on and so forth on Friday, then this market's going to take off. But the thing I was going to say is maybe Bullard will say something about Powell's wife. And then boom, we can get Bullard out of the way there quickly. So we'll see what happens there. But maybe too early? Too early? Too early?
No, all day.
All day. What's up, Brendo?
Oh, shoot.
That would at least be, yeah, there you go. That would at least be worth watching, I think. GameStop just popped up, guys. Apparently GameStop has filed for GameStop Wallet trademark. So that just happened. Not a huge response there, but 152 up to 153. So AMC obviously with its own news this morning, but GME again, just popping up, guys, again, filing for GameStop Wallet trademark.
What?
Yeah, GameStop Wallet trademark. Yay.
GameStop's not doing that good, is it?
No, so right now it doesn't seem like it's moving off the news, but last week,
what a week,
to end the week, it was unreal. Like GameStop put in like a double bottom that just defied all the odds. On Friday, it was so incredibly strong, but essentially 125, 130, and then we're right up to like 155, and there's a double top looming on GameStop. It's followed this move to the upside on some names, and look, to me, I'm not going to be able to say it's warranted, but again, it's another double up. Like you have 80 into 160. You're right into these levels. This 160 level was an absolute wall that it ran away from. The 200 period is there. There's names that I think could break out from here. It's hard for me to look at this and say, how are you not looking to short if we get to that 160, if we get to that 200 period moving average? That is sitting right at that high from January. So you have the year's high, you have the 200 period moving average, and we're in spitting distance of it, $10 away on GameStop. For me, that's going to end up being a short when it gets to that price. And if it loses, it loses. You give it a buck, and that's Bob's your uncle. But that's a trade. When I see that, it almost has to happen.
I don't know if anybody of you guys saw this, but my kid here, this is pretty funny. So anyways, he goes, I like the stock. And it was GameStop. So he's like, because it was just funny. And so, you know what? I think that this, I'll put this in here. You guys can hear it. It's just, I think it's funny when he says it, but you guys can go see that. But he goes, he likes the stock because we go to GameStop here every once in a while and just look at different, really just the toys, actually. He likes
to have that.
He likes to look at the little.
You're in the wallet, man.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I go to GameStop with him, and then clothing stores and stuff like that with my girl. But yeah, I mean, what a monster move back upside. To be quite frank, I haven't really done the work on this name, just coming back in. So I'm going to leave this to all you guys out there. But I like the stock. I mean, it just keeps on going up, and I mean, it's all about momentum, right? What is it, 17% short or something? I'll have to check it, but I think before I left, that's around what it was. So it's not an infinite amount, but it's enough to start to rally the stock. You never know. I don't know if shareholders are selling this name, but that's a big move up, man. Like you get 63% in 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. That's a big move. I believe it gets sold back down. So I would look for a breakdown below 145 today. If it does break down, then maybe we settle near, honestly, this 130. Could get nasty on the downside if it doesn't work out, but hey, we like the stock.
Good call. Let's talk about some analyst moves here. AXP, speaking of big moves, to the upside this morning. That daily chart with a nice look as well. Morgan Stanley on the upgrade. Caterpillars here. Something called SM Energy, Bank of America. There's Beyond Meat. We mentioned quickly there, NIO and Pinterest once again, guys, to the downside.
Yeah, Beyond Meat's in trouble, and the levels look really, really juicy for a bit of a short. But there's one on there, and I want to shout out to, we had our viewers last week pointing out a golden cross in Caterpillar. There was one impending potentially on Pinterest that never really happened, but Caterpillar did make the golden cross, 50 coming over that 200. You can see it starting to consolidate. At the time, I sort of mentioned, that doesn't mean it goes just skyrocketing from there, but it is a pretty bullish sign. And you're seeing, despite it being growth names that are breaking out right now, it's managed to hold up pretty well and had a couple of good days. Now, I'm watching for this to break this consolidation. It's about a 225 top. It has had some trouble getting through it, so it's almost like more like a 226. But this is one that will throw up and be ready all week long. The support down around 1920 looks like it might be tradable. Not much volume here today, but it's on the radar the second it made that cross. It's been on the radar every day since until we finally get that breakout.
Yeah, how about, and what's up? I just put in our chat there, like, maybe I'm just getting like, I thought, I was like, okay, let's go. This market's about to open up. And I looked down and it was 8:53. Like, I thought we were ready. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm juiced, ready to go. Got our coffee. We're juiced up. Get ready to go, amped up here. But what about Nucor? Like, I know you're U.S. Steel as well. Some of these names are starting to go ham here, like 130, 150. I sold some at 150, 148 and change. I couldn't believe it.
I'm hating.
And I was listening to a podcast, actually. I'm not going to pump it or anything like that, but it was never sell new highs and never buy new lows. And I think that that's something here. I don't know why my chart shows Nucor like IPOing here back in December, but obviously that didn't happen. We were buying this, hand over fist, and shout out to anyone who was doing it as well. But steel obviously working, but wow, what a big move, up to 156 and change. So, don't sleep on that. Don't sleep on United Steel as well, up to 38, just because we're talking about Caterpillar. This has been a good market. If you've ever, BRK.B, like, okay, so just take a look at this stock. Like if I said to you Berkshire was, and again, I don't know if this is going to load, but Berkshire did something like this in the last 6 months from 275 up to 360, you'd think the market was in a crazy bull run. right? But that's obviously not been the case at all. I mean, a lot of our accounts getting hit down, but like, look at this. Berkshire absolutely beasting, while ARKK on the other hand, and we've seen this with Michael Noss, shout out to Michael Noss as well. You know, what a different story that name's been,
Yeah.
ARK versus Berkshire. And here's the ARK one day, you know, got off the bottom at 50. Wow, on that one. I'm actually long ARKQ at 64. I don't know, it's at 69, so good. So that's starting to work as well to the upside. This is the robotics version. So, you know, nice little move up there. And look at ARQF. Which has been one for the ARQF. That is it, isn't it? Anyways, I'll find out about that one, but that's the FinTech ARK. But that should, no, it's ARK. What am I doing? ARKF, ARQ. This name, you know, not bad, hasn't been hit as bad, but again, the FinTech name's starting to go as well with, you know, some of those names like Upstart and things like that. That's the bottom of 23, back up to 30. So some of the Cathie Wood names starting to work again, but wow, Berkshire is just absolutely on fire.
Those names that are working for, I think it just has more to do with everything being lifted that's growth, I think, off those bottoms. And you can see the things that are really strong, like your Tesla, stand out from, like we were just pointing out, like even some of the names like Snapchat or Twitter, they're getting bounces, but they're not as aggressive, I don't think. I just want to quickly address, because I always talk about the dollar level, and rightfully so. I think Scott in the chat was saying Nile just broke $1 here, and BitNile. The reason why I'm not in a trade like this off of a buck is when you have the crypto space breaking out like it is, and then there's really no other significance to the dollar level when you pull up the daily. Like, it's back and forth off of this price. You wanted to see it like give you that wick break and then try and catch that high. I don't mind trading it after we open up, but it just put in like over a 10% retracement from the high, and then you'd be shorting essentially the bottom when the catalyst is strong. I mean, when you have such a strong catalyst going on in crypto. So that's why I'd stay away from this. If you were taking that break and we're closer to the high, maybe it was a little closer to that resistance level, got yourself a better route, but it's already fallen too far. Like, the timing of it and the setup isn't really that good for a bit now. That's why I wouldn't just jump over on it. So, you know, I love those sort of psychological levels because there's extra action there, but it doesn't mean every single time you take it.
Before we go back to Brad, I wanted to give a shout out to my mom, who's now watching. So shout out to you, Mom. And yeah, because she's like, wow, you're a trooper. Because I didn't even message her when I got in. So I got in yesterday.
You didn't message? Oh.
Well, at 3 a.m.? What do you want me to text my mom? Yo, I'm back?
Yes.
I'm not proud. I mean, I mean, my mom's not sitting there at the front door waiting for me or anything like that. So, yeah, where's that slipper at? Maybe he's going to try to throw it.
It's here somewhere, actually.
I don't know.
Because Arun said he'd leave the slipper in case.
Oh, he did? I like it. We should make that. Yeah, but yeah, shout out to everybody out there. Oh, and a shout out to that Jets. Someone was, and good for you guys who bought this name. We did shout this name out. And again, I don't know, like I got to my charts are on vacation, so that's cool. But Jets ETF on the upside as well here as the economy starts to reopen and some of these names start to go. I mean, I had a great experience in all the airports and everything. So, I mean, I was really happy with all that. So, you know, I think that flying might be back. My flight was completely full on the way back. Completely full,
there you go.
Sold out, Air Canada, yeah, it was an absolutely great trip, and I'm glad to be back for you guys here. It's only 9 o'clock, and there he is. What up, Prad? What up, Prad? What up, man? Prad's back in the building right now. Yeah, I almost stayed, man. Last night was Gucci. Last night was Gucci Mane and Key Glock at LIVE. Yeah, man. And my kids were like, Dad, just go to the club. I'm like, the club doesn't open until 1 o'clock or something like that, right? Yeah. And it's like, my kids are like, you know, staying up till 10, 11. They're like, wow, this is like a late night. And so, but I was thinking like I could have brought one of those Nest cams and just put it in there and then just like had the app on my phone while I'm like at the club, like watching my kids and everything.
But I'm sure people do.
I'm sure people do that, but your boy's not doing that. That's for sure. Plus, I'm old, so there's also that. But it was, you know, the thing. Okay.
You're as young as you feel.
Yeah, and actually, in Miami, it makes you feel a hell of a lot younger, actually, because the vibe there is. Well, you've been, but I think you were there not too long ago. But you used to go as a kid, right? But wow, I mean, the things I've seen and the people I've seen now has changed me.
Holla.
For life right now. So yeah, that was quite an experience down there, and yeah, so I don't know. Those of you that know about the Miami scene most likely know what I'm talking about. So shout out to everybody who's been to and continue to go to Miami.
I want to mention quickly, we're going to bring in Arun here, guys, but just a heads up on NIO. So it's going to be a big week for all the EVs. We're going to get delivery data this week, typically this week anyways, for all of the EVs, Chinese, and Tesla usually does as well. But NIO just said they've officially delivered the first of their new ET7 sedan models as well. So again, delivery data for all of these coming later in the week. Let's bring in Arun here and get a check of the overall market as we head towards the open, guys. About 30 minutes left. Back to negative here, Arun, but what are we looking at today?
I mean, we're back to flat. If anything, a negative is, NASDAQ up 0.03, S&P down 0.06. Flirting with zero. It's pretty much what's happening right now. And to be fair, the market really hasn't done anything from Friday, right? We saw that late stage rally in the final 20 minutes or so where we went up from 45.10 all the way into the 30s. And now we attempted to come back to 15, went all the way up to close to 50, coming back down into the 30s now. And we're just kind of drifting sideways, if anything. And this market's getting tighter and tighter with each step that this rally goes on. The step is getting smaller and smaller. So we started this back, when did we start this back? On the 14th, 15th. And ever since then, we got a decent move on the 17th, the 18th, and ever since then, the step has been getting smaller and smaller. Now it's getting really tight. So what I'm looking for is 45.50 was the level. We've been using that level for a while now, so let's keep that there. Clearly, it's respecting it as we've seen in the pre-market just now. So that's still in play. What I've got is 45.15 on the bottom. That's the pre-market low that we bounced off of. I want to see what happens below there. Not that I'm going to take a trade there, but I want to see what happens down in that area because there should be some support into the 10s and the 5s. But if we can get below 15, at least I know then that there's enough sell side action that's willing to keep this market from getting to 50. So maybe a bounce into the 20s allows for a potential short against the 45.50. And of course, if you get that drop off, 44.75 is still in play for a potential long. Now, we saw the market bounce off of these evens and 95s on Friday when we came down there fairly sharply. So see what the market's got down in that same area. So I'm looking for the mid 90s into the low 90s to see what we got in terms of support. We may have to go into a range trade on this one here. So potential shorts near the top. If we can get underneath 45.15, let it bounce back up, see if we can grab a short there against the 45.50. And of course, if it falls, see what the market's got south of 90 or south of 95. And if there's a decent setup there, along there with the 44.75 as a potential trade. So those are your two edges. You can find a trade in front of them, or if you want to go for a break of either one also works as well. For now, though, you just be smart about, I guess, taking high risk trades because of how tight the ranges are, right? I'm seeing obviously individual names are taking off, but the market as a whole has been getting tighter and tighter, a little bit more volatile. So at some point, this market's going to have to make a move, and that's the one you really want to take a shot on.
Great stuff. Thanks, Arun. We'll check back in again tomorrow morning. Let's get into everything else we need to know, guys, heading towards the open. Just watching Tesla here, coming off a little bit anyways. But we'll talk about that coming up. Here's a look at the link for the watch list, guys. We send that out every single morning before we come on at 8:30. Absolutely free. All you need is your email. Miss V is in the chat. She'll help you out with that link if you need it. Yeah, Tesla, a bit of a downtick there on decent volume, it's worth saying, through 1067, I guess, once again, but still 5%. Let's get into Tesla, guys, announcing that they're going to seek shareholder approval for another stock split and potentially which would result in a dividend coming for Tesla as well.
There it is. I got to hit that.
You just don't want to blow up the moon. Although, look, man, Elon wants to go to Mars. It's like their target. Forget about the moon. Like Mars.
Yeah.
Bitches.
Yeah. The moon?
I almost wanted to say that.
Moon's overrated.
Forget about the moon. But look, let's be real. Like the last time when they had the split, I think, well, it was sometime last year, there was already some discussion of a dividend possibly coming for Tesla. And opinions about growth companies or whether or not they should do a dividend or whether they should be continuing to focus on growth, that's a bit of a different story. I think the key thing here is you put these two things together and it's going to be an obvious positive catalyst. Let's also remember how far we've come and what the volatility on this name is likely to look like, right? Last couple of days were like Thursday and Friday were a little bit subdued compared to what we were looking at before. Like you get like $20, $30 ranges when it seemed like that was just completely, those days were dead. Like we're going to move 40, 50 after what had happened on Wednesday. So I just kind of think you might be leaning towards a more of a Wednesday type day. And I look at some of the target areas for the dip, probably around 25 into 40 here. First look is going to be 1050, I think, for almost everybody, just because it's such a psychological level. But that 25 to 40 spot zone, like if it gets down there, you really have to start thinking about it because that's where the consolidation was. Just do not write any prices off. Like that's the one thing you've got to consider with this. And every time I've done that on the dip, you just miss out on a great opportunity for the day trade. And that also means upside 1100. You start even thinking about that one. So if we have curls at 50, 25, 40, those three places are where I'm looking for potential dip here on Tesla. Again, you can think that they shouldn't pay a dividend when they're so good at investing in the company themselves. But at some point, all companies that generate significant cash flows mature to the point where they usually pay a dividend and get to this point, or at least have that discussion. So either way, it's going to be a positive catalyst here, I think, today. Just keep in mind how wide the range can be on Tesla in a given day. It's just, do not let Friday's lack of movement sort of fool you.
No. Yeah, I mean, I was going to say Tesla up 5% today. I put on the sticky note here looking at that 1080 break, but we've obviously pulled back a little bit from there. When we were talking about this and writing the note, we were kind of on this upswing right now, and now you're back down. But, I mean, you're still up that 6%, and it's going to march higher here. So we got to get long Tesla, in my opinion, at some point. So maybe it's this 1072 now level. But, again, it's just a little violent here in the pre-market. And it's not that it's a big move. It's just when you get 1080, and for day traders, up and down $20 is nothing to sneeze at or whatever. But that's a nice move up to 1080. Then there you go. But I think right around here, like 1075 maybe, even this little where we started to dump off there could be something. I'm gonna let, like Neil said, no level is impossible here. So I think the real play here on Tesla is to just try to get long somewhere. It's just a matter of where. So we do have that beautiful bottom that's just made up here at 1060. So I like it here, and I don't think it's wrong to buy it. So let's do that. This is a huge catalyst, man. I mean, we already saw what happened on the split. It was epic for that first rally all the way up there. Now you got some new talk. Someone just messaged like Elon got COVID 2 times. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what's happening. And then also you possibly get the dividend as well. So, I mean, there's something going on there. And I don't know. I like Tesla. I think that it's a name that people don't sell. When you own Tesla, you hold on to it, and that just creates this sort of buying frenzy. So let's just wait to see what happens here with Tesla. Obviously, when you add more shares of the float, it is supposed to, decrease the value of current shares, but that doesn't seem to be happening at all. Every time Tesla offers, I mean, all these big cap tech names can raise whatever money they want.
Anytime they want.
There's a huge need to buy these shares. So you can see. I mean, I don't even know if we're going to even get to Apple. But have you seen Apple lately?
Oh, we're going to talk about.
I don't know if you were trading it last week, but what the heck? 170 and change. Again, this is a 1-minute chart, but a nice little move up here from 170. But 175, Apple's starting to make some moves, even though their report was 20% less iPhones next year. That would be monstrous, but I don't know what's happening there. Let's see if 170 hits. But we're going to get to Apple in a minute.
Miss V and I are laughing about this headline. Skechers, guys, announcing a collaboration with Martha Stewart. Yeah, Skechers, SKX is the ticker, announcing a collaboration with Martha Stewart. So shout out to Randy. Let's talk AMC and this HYMC. HYMC up 20% because AMC saying they're going to make more meme-related investments. So if you remember, this had this move when AMC said they bought, I think it was 7% or something along those lines. 22%, sorry, my bad, in HYMC. So now HYMC up when AMC says they're going to make other investments in this type.
I'm going to start with HYMC and we'll get to AMC in a second. Because someone explained to me how HYMC, they've already invested 22% in HYMC. So saying they want to do more investments like that is somehow good news for HYMC. How? It didn't say it would be in HYMC. It doesn't make any sense why HYMC would be up. Now, I'm on the offer because I'm still going to always play the shorts as a trade. It doesn't mean just short at any price level, but first consolidation was here. It didn't broke this 170. There was kind of an iceberg, I guess, there. And now that it's broken down, I'll try to get short in front of 175 and then try again at the top. And if it breaks the top, which is $1.85, I try at $2. I just feel like the play at some point on this is going to be to the south side. And AMC, if you can, I'm not sure exactly what the plan is. They still have a ton of debt. I understand none of it matures until, I think most of it for a couple of years anyways, but this is the way that they want to spend their cash. I don't even understand it. That's all I'm going to say. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me. But we have seen it get strong off of moves like this. And if you want to throw it up, and we talked about this last week, this 21 level that we're breaking out from 20.5 to 21, previous support, you can see the bottom of this channel. And you're now consolidating off of this. And so one of the reasons why you see me short parabolic movers is because from a risk to reward standpoint, if you were to tell yourself, a lot of times when it's at that high, what makes more sense? Shorting in front of it, risk to reward, or going long at the top. And if you look at this consolidation here, you've got the 50 period below. You do have support. Look at where the next lines of resistance are when we break out of this channel. You can say maybe 25 here. Okay, fine. But really, you're talking about like $30 up in here to the 200 period moving average as well. So it just feels like the path of least resistance in the short term. If we can break out of this consolidation, right now you're looking at the week high being 22.5. That's going to be breaking to the upside. So that's one that's going to be on my alerts, because Arun got me on actually using the P per weight alerts now. Yeah, we break this week, that 22.5, and I do want to be long on the break. You have support AMC down around 19, so there might be some dip buy opportunities in the meantime. Miss V?
Hey guys, it's finally Monday. Markets will open just in 20 minutes, so let's start it with fresh 1,000 likes. Please smash the like button and let's continue with Brandon.
Yeah, let's continue on, guys. Coinbase up 3.5%. Bitcoin up more than that in the past 24 hours. Pretty impressive move here, guys, for BTC. All of them, really. Ethereum making moves as well, but Coin on the list. I mean, it's worth mentioning all of these names: Mara, Riot, Hut 8. Nice move for Hut this morning, but worth watching, guys, these crypto stocks.
Yeah, I mean, last week we did make some Coinbase trades, and I think that's just, it's not to say that you have to trade that. There's lots of other things that you can look at, certainly. I know I mentioned about Nile why I wasn't going to take that one to the short side, but there's other opportunities. I just love the level that we were establishing last week in Coin, that 188. Now, we did talk about the regret of not reversing the trade at 188 the way that it came in when we did the dip buy. It gave you one nice scalp trade. I'm going to zoom in the 15 so you can see. Like, we got into that price on Friday, and it gave you that nice little bounce. But the way that it fell through that price, tells me that that's our significant level. So it then found resistance right there at 88 in the afternoon. So I want to be buying in front of this pretty much the entire, I don't want to say the entire week, but as long as it holds that level and we still maybe hold above 45, that's what I want to do. So I'm in front of 90 right now. That's where my bid is going to be, and I want to give it to that 188. And it's just, you break the 50 period, you are breaking out, you're still in the midst of a breakout on the daily. There's room to 200 and then 210, 220. This has not been that, if you really put it into context, like so many things have gone so far off the bottom, Coinbase really hasn't. And so I just feel like it can get dragged up here a little bit by Bitcoin, then we can use that to our advantage. There's room to that 200, and as long as there is, I'm going to look at that 188 level, which has been a good level, just to go long in front of it.
We had some fruit salad here. Okay, so yeah, no, look, Coinbase, I mean, congratulations. Did you hit that congratulations button? Where is it here?
Oh, shoot.
For Bitcoin, there it is. I mean, wow, here, let's go to the Bitcoin chart here. 47.5 right now, and still popping. I don't know if it's actually 47.5, but there it is, 47.5, yeah. 47.560, yeah. So a monster move up here for crypto in the last little while. So, wow, I mean, we talked about this a little bit before, and that was that as soon as we just needed to break above the 40,000 mark and hold, and it did that right into here, tested a couple times. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit more for you. Tested a couple times there. Not only that, but we also got a pretty sweet bottom at 35,000. So, I mean, I'm honestly starting to think that until quantum computing comes through, this is good, man. I mean, I think you got to dump your Bitcoins the minute that quantum computing cracks the code and then they become virtually worthless. Hopefully that never happens. But we'll wait to see here what's happening with Bitcoin as it's just up to the upside. And that's my only worry right now. I love all the projects. You see Cardano. Cardano's from 86 up to 120 in a week as well. So that's starting to rifle through. We sold some at 125, bought them back in the 90s. You guys all know that, who follow me at Trader TV Sean. But a nice little move to the upside here, still rocking and rolling. Next stop 50. And then honestly, if it breaks this 53 right here, this top right there, and this resistance right back there from December 26th, if it breaks 53,000, you're going to go to new highs. So 53,000 is only 10% away from now. So my call is you take this 53 out, you see 65, and then we'll see about what it does at 70. I mean, it keeps, sometimes it it hits these highs there and then hits it again and, drops down. So hard for me to say if we take out 70, if we go to that 100,000 before retesting maybe 60 again. But anyways, I'm super bullish on Bitcoin the way it's going. Although, honestly, that quantum computing is a little scary for me because once that happens, this is what I've been reading, that could be, I don't want to say the end of Bitcoin. There still is going to be some use there. But if you can crack the code, then I don't really know the advantages of that. So anyways, that's my talk a little bit about crypto. Congratulations to all the bulls out there. And then for me, Coinbase is 192. Let's just see if it dips down in. It's only, I put it on the sticky note, but it's only 75,000 shares. So Neil was trading it last week and found those better levels there, 188, 186, things like that into 180. So we'll see what happens with Coinbase, but I think today it's definitely worth a shot on some of these levels. We are going to get to AMC and on HYMC and things like that, but I like the AMC breakout today as well.
Before we go on to XPeng here, guys, as I mentioned, all the delivery numbers coming this week. Adam Aaron coming up on CNBC, apparently, in the next few minutes here, guys. So, Sean, you wanted to mention AMC here?
Yeah, no, if he's coming on CNBC, I might change my mind.
What time? Sorry?
About coming up. All right. Yeah, I really like this 21 break. I mean, let's just call it like it is here. I mean, AMC, wow, monster up to 22.5. I wasn't trading it the last, obviously, couple of days. My last day was back here. I don't even know what's the date today, 28th. I stopped trading on the 23rd, 22nd, so I missed this big move up, which sucks because I'm pretty much always long AMC or trying to get long in the morning anyways. So the thing about it is, if you notice, I mean, it's took off, but it does have moved straight off the open a lot of the time, right? So this is something that I'm going to look for here. AMC, any dips back into 20, I think, need to be bought for sure. And it's not even like there's too much news. I mean, we have that HYMC is going crazy. Neil and I both we're not even sure this is great news for HYMC, but AMC willing to make more deals, willing to expand their pipeline per se, I guess. And, if they're willing to shake things up, then let's get jiggy with it. See what I did there?
I see what you did.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we're going to see what happens down here. This is a great bottom. Oh, he's on now. Wow, that was super clear, by the way. Did you guys fix something? That was an unbelievable earpiece call there.
Yes.
So Adam Aaron is on right now, so we'll have to wait to see. But anyways, I'm still taking it, Adam Aaron or not. I'm taking it through 21.
All right, let's go to XPEV. Earnings. That was the one we talked about on Friday, the only one really on the board for this morning. Again, we're going to get delivery numbers later in the week, it would appear, for all of these. But XPeng, worth a note here, off of a decent report, it's worth saying.
Yeah, and look, they had good numbers, and certainly we'll get, like everyone else's, delivery numbers, but as usual, there's this thing that XPeng does every single time we get earnings or deliveries where it looks like it's strong and then you get a bit of a reverse. The context here is a bit different because if you look at it, we're already sort of pulling back on Friday. So when you got that gap up, it did happen lower. Like, it didn't break out. There was no chance to break 30s and then sort of reject a 30 break. Instead, we just got to the top end of the range. And now we can start thinking about, oh, we can long off this bottom. Look at this 26.50. This is exactly the kind of level on JD where last week we're looking to short. And by the way, JD's below that 58. If it wasn't for the fact it was pre-market, I probably already had the JD short on. The 26.50 looks like fantastic support in here for them, and the growth it's great for XPeng. They've been doing better growth than NEO for quite some time now. It's a little bit weird to me that everyone still thinks NEO's the best, but I understand their battery swapping is cool. And watching that video on YouTube, it never gets old for NEO. It's really cool stuff, but ultimately I want to see you deliver, and that's what we've been able to see XPeng do. So I'll still favor it. I'm on the bid in front of 27 pre-market, but it's 26.50. That's the level to buy the dip. If that were to break, I'd look at 25. I just don't want to be. When I look at this, when I look at it still in the consolidation range after earnings, I just don't want to trade anything but in front of that support from last week, or in front of, or on the other side of that top. So if it has to break 30. It has to get to 30 for it to be a short. It needs to break 30 for breakout long. Otherwise, let's just buy the dip inside of the range. If it breaks, we can reevaluate at 25.
All right. I was just going to look here. Oh, first of all, let's check out the imbalances quickly here. So nothing, which is kind of crazy. And the name that I want to talk about, obviously, we talk about Chinese EV, is the name that I'll trade more frequently than not. By the way, I think I want to buy XOM on this oil dip. Oil down today, down 6.2%. Definitely looking at XOM, definitely looking at XLE today. I think the oil trade is the smart trade moving forward, but we'll get to that. Just watch the show. I'll keep talking as we go on the show, as Neil and I both talk about oil and look at those kind of things. But look, NEO down here to 950. I really like that level. If it does break back in, we've had some support down here. The very bottom of 1935 is great. Did I say 950? 1950 down there. And here's the bottom on the 20-minute again. And maybe Brendan can help me here. I know he's a busy dude. Maybe we can get this as the market opens up. But when did Kathy Wood announce that she started buying some NEO? I don't know if that was Thursday or Friday or if the bump was in here or not, but I know a lot of equity was going crazy last week and then the move down. I almost feel like it was announced like Thursday, Friday, but then it got cracked. So it's like Kathy bought it and then this happened. So I don't know. I'm interested to hear more about that story. But this little bottom right here, 1930, 1940, this is a kind of a buy zone for me here on NIO. So your boy's going to sit around 1950 right now. I'm putting some orders out right now on all these names. I have AMC to break 21. I'm going to try NEO down here on the move to the downside if and when that does happen. And remember, sometimes these imbalances do flip the stock the other way because like the theory that I have anyways is that some of these imbalances are holding these stocks up. And this is not a big one today, so it doesn't really matter, but 280,000 to the buy side. I feel like, NEO maybe should be up more than this, but we'll wait to see here. 1950 is a buy zone for me.
It was Friday, Sean. It's the robotics, the technology and robotics ETF. Apparently 420,000, 100,000. Shares in the robotics ETF for NIO for Miss ARC. So heads up on that one. The only one left there on the board, guys, Uber had a pretty good week last week on that note about NYC. If you missed it, all the taxis, all of them in New York City now available on Uber's app, including obviously their own, in a way to make up for the shortfall in drivers currently. They also got a license for London in the UK. That was announced this morning.
Yeah, one of the most exciting parts of the trip was when we called that Uber that very first day, getting to the hotel, taking it to the airport. I live pretty close to the airport, so it wasn't a huge ride, but my kids absolutely loved it. And then we, took tons of Ubers around, not tons, but a few Ubers around in Miami as well. Look, I like the service. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but with gas prices starting. Not starting, I guess, still, all the way up there, definitely affecting business. But, I did, the due diligence there, and I talked to basically every driver that we talked to, and I talked to them about how's business going and everything. And quite frank, in Miami, COVID never went to Miami, so that was all good there. But anyways, back here in Toronto, they're saying business is starting to pick up again. Obviously, gas prices being $1.78, I saw on the way in, a liter again, which is like $6.70 or something a gallon here in Toronto is a problem. But the news on London's a good one. And, I think Uber needs to be bought at some point. I like it as a reopen. I still like Uber Freight. Uber Eats is rocking and rolling. So I like it. I wrote it down here that maybe this 33.50 could be a bottom from the last couple of days. So we want to test along in and around here with the ultimate out if somehow we take down 33. But what is this market going to do today? The NASDAQ is floating around nothing. So for me, I'm not afraid of the market right now. I'm actually pretty bullish heading into Friday with the non-farm payrolls. So let's see what happens here. And I'm a buyer of Uber, and the order is already in down here at 33.50.
Yeah, that's the level. And I think when it fell and on Thursday, right, when we had that monster sort of pullback, and they had the good news, and I just happened to pick a better price than pre-market did. We both like to buy above this 33.5, 34 area. Just getting in was a matter of it being a little bit more aggressive, but it pulled right back into 33.50, and that was what happened that day, and then it held it on Friday. I think that's your level to buy. Unfortunately, it just doesn't want to break the 50 period yet and hold above that price. We've tried twice. We're down there. It's about 34.5, so this needs to clear 35. So any longs that you get, you got to understand, like, it's having some trouble getting through that 35 area, but that's the level to buy an Uber. It's been an incredibly disappointing long-term play because, you know, like, name me an IPO that loses money or has lost more money than Uber in the time that they have. It is a business that everybody gets and understands and think is great. It's just time for them to actually start making some money here. And there's some catalysts out there that can be had. Ooh, just Beyond Meat just clapped in for me there at 45.80. We'll get to that after we come back from Brendan.
Just quickly, though, people asking about what that robotics ETF is. It's the one that actually I didn't even realize it because, again, you know, I haven't done it. But it's that ARKQ. It's the only ARK name that I own, so that's good. I guess now got a piece of that. So if you guys are interested in the robotics ETF, it is ARKQ for Miss Kathy Wood, Brendo.
Yeah, I should mention that. Sorry, guys. CLVR, Clever Leaves, weed stock, huge move, obviously, with the overall group the past couple of days. Going to watch this again. It's actually quite active here in the pre-market, guys. Almost 3 million shares. That's 350. That's 4. That's basically all you need to know. So a test of 350 would be one spot, and then 4 above that. I mean, it's got all the room in the world. But look for a fade on CLVR, guys.
So I did mention that Beyond Meat came in here for me 45.80 to the short side. They got a downgrade from Piper, and it's really sometimes about these levels. So you're breaking that level on the weekly, on the week, 47.25, and then you're below this support as well, which is right at $46. So I'm essentially shorting that level right into that 47.25. The room on the gap fill here is, depending on how you want to look at it, it's tremendous almost in any regard. Whether you're talking about the 43, 44, or if you're to really fill in a significant portion of the gap, it's the 40 to 40 and a half. So, you know, Beyond Meat, I think you got to give it some room. I would definitely add to it if it pops up and fails 47 at the open. That would be that fade the curl. And HYMC I also got into as well. And like I said about this, that the AMC news, I can understand why people would look at the investments AMC makes and say, okay, this could be good for them, even though they have all that debt. But HYMC, they've already invested in. To say that they're going to invest in other things like that, I don't understand why that should pertain well to HYMC in general. But I'm in the short off this 175 area, and you can sort of look at it as a lower high from back here. It's also put that lower high in on my 3-minute, and if you'll notice, I'm going to show you guys my executions. I swapped on Friday from a 1-minute to a 3-minute, because you know what? I trade off of a 3-minute when I look up. So why not show that chart to you guys? No more 1-minute chart for me.
Yeah, no, I just realized I didn't even realize I had to pay for Beyond Meat shorts. So I tried to get that short as well. I like it. I'm going to sit here and try to take the same short. So Neil's in it. I mean, we could all get it right now at, you know, whatever price you want, pretty much in between 45.70 and 46. I think it'll bounce around. But yeah, I like it up against this 48. So I like this Beyond Meat short. Piper comes out here, killing it a little bit today. It's had a nice move to the upside. I like that Beyond Meat short. It's bounced off the 50 period, which is $53. So we're going to see where it comes back in here. But Beyond Meat to the short side, I like it all the way up to 48 and change. So I'm going to be shorting that thing with only 2 minutes to go here. Are we done with Brendo? Or
yeah,
okay, so let's do that. So I'm going to try to put in some orders there to get short and see what's going on with that name. Alibaba, let's just check out that. And I'm just trying to check some names here that we know are movers. 114, 115, that's down a little bit from last week for sure when we were touching that 120. Whether or not it's down on the day, it's up on the day. But you could see we had 120 back down to 114. We actually touched 110. So that's a name to look at. And then Apple on some news today. Yeah, I don't know. Great buy. We recently bought this. We got 151s. Trader Brad got 150-50s. But again, I'm never selling Apple, so the price I get kind of is irrelevant. We just want to keep buying all these dips. Look at this move Apple's had since that 150. It's absolutely incredible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's starting lower today, 10. Let's call it, it's going to probably go green today, so we'll see the NASDAQ, but let's call it 9 straight days because that's what it is to the upside here for Apple. So let's see what happens if we do get above this 173. I'm a huge buyer of Apple through 173 today, using 172 or 171.50 as the bottom with only a minute to go. I'm going to try to get long here, Apple through 173.
Yeah, and I see CLVR. You guys are a lot of people talking about this. We were trading it on Friday pretty actively, and it got up to that $4 level, and that was sort of the thing. Like when it got up to like 385, 4 at the close, that's where it really started to turn around. It did have like this $3 channel here for a bit of a breakout, and if that gets taken out, there is room down to $2, which I think should be 2 to 220 support, just given that's where it was before. I have not traded. You can see I'm in HYMC and Beyond Meat here, looking for some dip buys. We'll talk a little bit about oil as well, but I don't have anything off of the open there. I'm going back to the well of shorting CVX off of those even dollar levels. Miss V is on the bell this morning, and we just turned sort of red in the market, despite the fact she's wearing that green. So bring us luck. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ring it.
All right, let's go. We're here. Thank you for joining us again all the time, obviously, as we get ready to rock and roll. We're going to try to take Tesla through through 1070 here. We just got into something right there. Oh, Beyond Meat ripping right now, upside there as it's open. Obviously, the NASDAQ is open. So here we go. Beyond Meat, we're into that short already. Now we're into the short twice. So let's see what happens here as the market ripping to the north side now. We are short Beyond Meat, first trade. That's what we're looking at. We're going to look at AMC as well here. I'll have a quick look to see what AMC is doing. We're waiting for that 21 break, and then Tesla 1070, we're going to test that break as well. So that's going to the downside. We'll have to wait on Tesla trade.
Yeah, so HYMC, we're already into that one. I just got the rest of my Beyond Meat as well. Tesla coming down to 1050. Well, close to it. It just broke 1060 for the first time. That's a level I'm going to look at. I'm in front of 160 on the bid in HYMC. And one that we didn't talk about, so we're just going to get to it very, very quickly off the open as the market has come down a bit. NVIDIA, still that 273 area. That's where we're going to be buying, just like last week. It was a pretty good price area. I'm on that bid already. Starting to get a bit of a turn here in a couple of names. One, that HYMC should get pretty close to that first bid, and we'll take our first target out there. And if you're watching along, that CLVR, yeah, that broke that $3 range already. There is still a bit of a battle happening. It's looking to rebound off this $3 level.
Oh, man, I just said, shoot, because did I not get any offers there? No, not yet. We did take AMC on the break. So AMC is starting to run now, so that's a good one. We'll see where it goes from here, but we did take that on that break. It started to go. I would rather have it at a better price than this, but we'll wait to see here. Can we make some cash on AMC? Yes, we can. So let's see how far this name wants to rock and roll. So we're into a few names now. AMC long. We just took the Apple trade long as well. So, man, we're starting to fire off on all cylinders here. No sleep, no problem. Beyond Meat, we are short on that name, obviously, as we got some 46.90s there. Okay, let's see if that one wants to fall. But right now, my big concern is AMC as we push that through 21.
Oh, Cation Auto as well, another big mover. It's up like 50%. They got a deal for 20,000 in orders in 5 years. That's basically equivalent to 5x the revenue, 5x their market cap. And the 200 period is right here at $2. I feel pretty bullish on that news. And if you look at it consolidating off of 160, it's held this on the open. I think it has a chance to run. But first stop, it has to be around that 155 just to play it a little bit conservative. But Cation, another one that we almost forgot to get to. Glad I just saw that chart and reminded myself that I like this one to the long side. But again, 155, that's your first out. I think it has some room to run, but that $2 level stands out on that daily chart.
I need some help here, so let's hit this and see what can happen with AMC. I'm starting to take a few pieces out. We still have 70% of this trade, but we got some out for profits and some basically out for flats here. As we just bought some, just dipped down. I bought some more there at 92, but we'll see where it goes. Hopefully this market can continue to rock and roll to the upside here. Helps out our Apple trade. We're long at 173, not helping out our Beyond Meat trade though, as that's kind of doing nothing here. I mean, we did have an opportunity to take profit on this name, but now we're starting to go back up to the upside on Beyond Meat. Come on, just want to watch AMC just failing off of that level right now, so we'll have to wait to see what's happening there. But 47.20 AMD, and yeah, Tesla's going to the downside as well. Wow, that's down to 1050. I'm going to cancel that buy through 1070. That doesn't seem to be working. Yeah, Beyond Meat as well ripping up.
Yeah, Tesla getting really, really close to that 10. Give me a break. Did it just get to 1053? So not quite. I'm going to cancel the first bid. When you're sitting in front of a level like that and it bounces just in front, a lot of times you want to reprice it or watch the level 2, see how close it can get to that 50. Maybe it's to be 51 instead of 52s that you have to pick up there. But that's one that we want in the dip. Cation immediately breaks at 155. So we took our first stab alongside there. If it can consolidate off 50, I do want to try that one again. So it's just HYMC and Beyond Meat, which is holding for now that 47 quarter, but it's just trying to break it. There's a spread. There it is. I just got out of it. It just took out the top end of that range. Yeah. Once you've broken resistance, I'm not going to hold on to the trade past that. So, I was on my slap key. Every single losing trade ought to be, no, there it is. It has to be this today. It's not going to get too old. Yeah, you don't want to be leaning into those, Chris Rock. It's not good for you.
Man, yeah, you don't, wow. Yeah, we've talked about that a little bit as Apple right now goes, oh my God. That was a good trade there through 173 to the upside. Ooh, here comes a refill of coffee. Thank you, Miss V, for that. You got the good luck green on, so that's good. Let's hopefully this market can rally. We need it. Okay, so right now, AMC, there goes Apple, 60, 70 cents to the upside and still moving. Not as good as that Miami coffee.
Probably.
But a nice move to the upside right now for AAPL. And then, guys, come on, man. Let's get in there and start buying some AMC. We're long AMC here through 21. I mean, we tried the best to take that name, and we did get it. So here it comes, back up to the upside. Let's see if AMC can rock and roll. I'm going to try to hold this one. The only problem is right now is this Beyond Meat trade as it just took off again through 47.50, touched 47.60. Well, actually, it stopped at 47.50. But anyways, nice little move to the upside there for Beyond Meat, and we're kind of DOA on this one. Your Tesla bounced nicely off that 10.
Yeah, I just pushed it back because I saw it bounce off 53 like twice. I thought we were going to get 51, 52. It's giving you $10 sort of scalp trades there. And we'll see if we can get it the third time through. I just finally got the first out on that HYMC, and as soon as I get the first hit, we get the second one. So we're shooting a little bit better than the number 1 seeds are doing in the tournament when it comes to that short.
Yeah, what's your bracket up to?
What bracket?
Oh, okay, it's done. I didn't say
I actually
that.
I have Villanova in the title game, but everything else is so blown up.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter,
well,
man. Like my bracket is a heaping pile of dung, just like that Beyond Meat short was for me there. But HYMC,
I don't think you're alone.
It doesn't make sense to me. That's why we shorted this. AMC is going, and you see that breakout. I love that 22.5. Keep an eye on load management. GameStop there. Even on GameStop, it just bounced off 150 and is starting to make a charge of its own. And here comes that 160 level. So I look at the 200 period. I look at that 160 up here. The top here is about 164, so 160 to 164. It's obvious resistance, and anyone can see it on the daily. That's why I'm leaning into it, but very strong so far in GameStop.
All right. Yeah, so we're able to take out some relief there as we got some 46.70s, 46.80, I guess it was, or so on Beyond Meat. We're short 46.80, 46.70. We did get 47. No, that's a short sell. We got 46.78, so that is what we wound up getting. And now we're short again up here. So yeah, the reload on the short, off getting in. I don't know. I still, it's a downgrade today. The market is rallying, man. And by the way, Apple's up $1 right now, and we're going to take it out if it goes back up to the high. So that's a good trade. We talked about always buying some Apple. Here we go. I'm at 174.09, literally the high of the day. Let's see if we get taken out right now as Apple just bouncing around. Now the market's coming back, which is great for our Beyond Meat trade. Let's take a piece out of Apple right now. Why not? It's a nice, huge move upside. We don't need it to resist this, so we'll take one right there. There it is. Bang again right there for you guys as we take Apple for $1. Nice trade to the upside there for Apple. I mean, that I never watched that movie, Coda. That was Best Picture.
No, I haven't seen it.
The first ever Best Picture Oscar for a streaming service. But I thought Amazon. I saw that note on CNBC.
See, I'm not sure.
I thought there's
lots of nominations. I think we're talking the first win, and maybe
the first Best Picture win, but. Didn't Amazon have something that went crazy there? Maybe it was Golden Globes or something. I don't remember whatever that movie was. But there we go. AMC back up now through 21. So we're ready to rock and roll. Let's go. Now we're cooking with gas, buddy. Up to 21 and change now for AMC. Let's go. Ape Nation is alive. What's up, Brendo?
Let some volume, guys, come into some of the cannabis stocks. On the break of the pre-market low there, CGC was right at $8. That just broke back to the downside. CGC down 8% today.
Yeah, that's the other thing we sort of talked about, like a possible sell the news type of event. But the next thing up, and I might have to move my Tesla, otherwise I'm not going to get that trade. But here comes that 160 level on GameStop that we're mentioning. It was able to get there on Friday and then couldn't quite break out. So first time through, it looks like we got to 159.59. Sometimes these prices are absolutely hilarious. It looks like we need to charge just a little bit higher. I want to see us get on GameStop. But Tesla's starting to go, and Xpeng is maybe making a move without me here, and I'm kind of kicking myself over being too deep on the bid in Xpeng. I'm going to go ahead and cancel 27 low. It got to 27.30. If you get it at this point, I probably don't want it. If it can break out, its opening range is now 28.15, so it's put in a consolidation. If I can't long the bottom of it, I'm looking for that breakout. They reported this morning, keep in mind. So I know we get deliveries from some of the others, but Xpeng reported this morning.
It's alive. AMC's alive. I was just trying to go up to the upside. A nice little win here, man. We got 99 problems. Longs aren't one right now as we're killing it on the Apple long, which is just busting through. The only problem is our Beyond Meat trade is definitely not doing anything right here as that's just ripping to the new highs here on the day. And again, this market is showing, no love for the shorts right now. I think the shorts can come back in. It did print that 47.40 there. And again, I'm looking at that 48 top. I want to give it a little bit more room. I mean, should we break 49 today on that? I know there's the McDonald's. I know there's everything about this name. We may have to get out of this one, but, I'm just really surprised on this move back to the upside. But again, the market's up 0.73. Beyond Meat's still negative, so I don't hate it. There goes Tesla right now. Let's take a piece off if we can. There it is, bang, right there. $5-6 win right now for Tesla on that trade. We just take it right there. We take the 1062 out right there, 1067. So there we go again, guys. Boom on that one. And we're back and we're firing off the hot dogs as well right now today. As Tesla, $7 in the money on Tesla right now. $7 win for Tesla. $1.50 in the money on Apple. Go, Apple, go. And AMC, 30 cents in the money. So yeah, we're rocking and rolling. What up, Liz? Hope everything's good with you guys. What's up with social media land? We're ready to rock and roll right now. We're back. We're on fire right here. The longs are kicking. We brought back the green markets, baby. So let's go. Tesla now $8 in the money. AMC 50 cents in the money. Let's go, apes.
AMC just went to the ups, and guess what it dragged with it? Now, HYMC, we were able to take half out there, and then it made a bit of a bounce. I did get an accidental long because I hadn't adjusted my orders. So I'm not going to hold it. We're just going to take the spread. We made 1 cent on the long. Not going to hold. I think it's a short. We'll go 185 again, and then we'll go to $2. I'm now in GameStop. By the way, I had to pay for shorts on GameStop. That's why a little bit of a delay. You should always be prepared. Sometimes it's free, but 160 on the break. If it breaks that level, I'm not going long. I didn't say long, but there's 164 overhead resistance on that name. So just be a little bit careful if you're looking at that breakout style trade. Xpeng is going the other direction from Tesla, which is a little bit surprising. So it was very, very close to breaking out. I had my stop above 28.15. It resisted it and then came right back to the downside. So it looks like the dip might still be in play for Xpeng.
Big mover on Friday. VIR Biotech got crushed right at the end of the day. If you remember, the FDA lifted their emergency use authorization for their COVID treatment. Trying to get back to the upside, guys. Just broke 21 there. Pretty lightly on the volume side, though.
Guys, $12. Give me that. There. $12 now in the money on our boy Tesla right now. Why take the 1070 break when you could just take this 1060? It comes back in. It hits those levels that Neil was talking about at that 1050. Obviously, I wasn't sure why that it was even going down in the first place. But we waited until it broke the 50 period, broke VWAP back up to the upside. We hit that, and we did pretty good on it. We'll see about 1080. I'm not selling this name now, so it's game over for that. We'll see where that goes. And by the way, how's Apple right now as well? Mamma mia, Apple to the upside right now, taking out 175. Okay, we're $2 in the money on Apple. We are now, as the apes are alive and well here. Wow, what a move upside for AMC. Let's take a piece out. Can we get 71s? Can we get 71s? Hell yeah, we can get 71s. Boom, upside. Let's go 78s. Like, guys, honestly, this AMC trade was one that was like, how could you not take this when you're looking at it? I mean, I had that 21 level pegged. Not only that, guys, we talked about this. It is the #2 name right here. So a lot of people saying, and this is, again, thank you for all the kind words. Shout out to Nelson. Shout out to the Playmaker. Everybody's loving the sticky note. And there it is, man. AMC, take the 21 break. I mean, there it is, man. You had to hold it, what? 25 cents against you, not even, as AMC on the sticky note, now up to 22 bucks. AMC rocking and rolling, but dead man walking on Beyond Meat as well. If this doesn't, this market doesn't pull back, man, if this could go green, and then it's going to be a big problem up here through 49. So one more trade here on AMC. It sucks because I'm losing badly on this one, but absolutely crushing everything else. And by the way, Tesla, as we said, back up to highs right now, just $15 winner.
Yeah, well, 1080, like that's a monster move for Tesla.
Yeah,
Remember, still $30. $30 was the range on Friday. It's got to go more than that. So I didn't go long on the 160 break. If you have GameStop long, I didn't. My stop out's at 160. Going to take it every single time. On the daily, this is what I was sort of getting at here. This 164 level is also the 200 period. That's the only reason for not liking that breakout. For some reason, I don't know why, but XPeng did dip when Tesla was running there. So it came right back in and eventually gave us that 27 fill that we're looking for. We just took some out at 27.5. I like it up to this 28. I think 28.15 is still a breakout price. As long as it's going to hold up here, it's got to be valid. It came right to that level and turned. I was going to take the long. So I'm going to get some out in front of it. And if it breaks out from 28.15, we'll just add to the position at that point. So lots of ways to be able to skin the cat there. NVIDIA never came. I mean, the market's starting to bounce here, and it looked like it was going to come down. It did not. It tried to break 280, and it's pulled back in. Still like the dip buy in front of 273, but NVIDIA having some trouble getting to the far end of that range. And Coinbase, yeah, of course. I'll cancel my bet on Coinbase. Coinbase broke 200. So the dip buy down at that 190, 192, it just doesn't matter at this point. You've already broken that 200. You're now looking for a dip on that 196 double top. And that's a double top over from Friday. So I'm going to buy the dip at 196. Just make sure that nothing crazy is happening over in spot prices. We're still at 47.5, which means the trade is still very, very valid. Like I said, I got the second leg out there in XPeng. And because 28.15 is a breakout trade, you want to cover that dip buy because you have two trades. You got a breakout and you've got the dip. There's no need to hold your long if you're trying to make a separate trade up there. I can bank the profit and rinse and repeat off of this range.
Let's go, Brendo.
Energy transfer, energy stock just popping up here, guys. Oil not really doing anything. Still down 6%, but huge volume came into this thing. ET bounced off 1030 there, right back to that high from Friday.
All right. At some point, pain is just too much because right now Beyond Meat is like taking off. So I don't know what's up with this name today, but this is going to be the big loser for me, obviously, as Beyond Meat just getting crushed here, or not crushed. I'm getting crushed, but up to the upside here goes Beyond Meat, and like wow. Hopefully, it can now fade back in as the market starting to give a little bit back. But I'm not trying to do anything here. Tesla has fallen back in. That 1080 level was dead on, so good call by Neil on that one. I still think we can break it. So
I ain't shorting that.
Yeah, no, I don't think we want to short it either. But right now, 1080 definitely on the watch, and then honestly, that Beyond Meat trade just is a disaster for me. So we're gonna wait. Hopefully, this can come back into 48. I mean, we're short 47.11. I mean, you know, to take $1, I mean, the problem is it almost tested 49. So, you know, to take $2 on the shares that I have is not, you know, proper. So I got to get out of a little bit here just in case it does retest those highs. So here I am sitting here around 48 and change to get out. Or no, I thought I was anyways. Maybe I wasn't. 48 and change to get some out. I got to just rearrange some of these orders because I need to get some out here as Beyond Meat has pulled back a little bit. So that's okay. I just need to get some out.
Yeah, and like I said, like with HYMC, have your stop at that first level. I said I'd take 3 cracks at it. The first, we stop out 75. That'll be profitable because we took profit. Then you got to get out, got to take a short off of the pre-market high at 185. And the next level up is going to be $2. $2 is a big level on every single time frame you can find. Your 15, your daily chart as well. So I'm going to take, like I said, 3 different shots at it. I should have taken the second, while that was going on, I remember I was sort of saying I'm not taking the break at 160 on GameStop. This is it going to that level on the daily, that 164. So it looks like the short was better off of that than it was off of 160. And this is sort of the problem. Like you see that overhead resistance on a breakout trade. There is your wick on the 3-minute right up to that 164. So it looks like another level of resistance once again for GameStop. XPeng, like I mentioned, we would get out of it in front of that 28.15 level. And the reason why is, look, if it's going to be resistance all morning long, then I'll just go long on dips with a tighter stop, and I'm only going to take the long above if it can break out, and then we can play it towards the high. No need to just sit in the trade. Going to be picking my spots a little bit tighter there. So HYMC, I just reloaded it off the high of the day. We're able to get the first leg out in front of VWAP here at $1.70, so 80s into 70s, reload, take it out if it breaks 185. We'll try and rinse and repeat on this particular aim. Still Coinbase, man. Like that is, that one's been like an unbelievable runner. It's finally starting to come back in. 196 was the breakout price, Friday's high. That's where we want to buy the dip, not VWAP on my 3-minute. That almost doesn't matter to me. It's just about that 96 level.
Wow, yeah, I was just, thanks. What up to Tisha Perkins on there? What up? I mean, if I missed you guys, I apologize. I've had a little bit of work to do here today, but wow. That AMC, man, off the sticky note. And again, thank you so much for the love on that one, as I'm going to tweet it out right now. Wow, what a big move for AMC. I mean, I don't know. Anytime it's in the news, I want to be all over this. Here's the sticky note right here, $21. Let's see if it gets going through 22. That's what we're trying to do. All eyes on this name, right? So that's right there, off the sticky note. So thank you to everybody who was, following me, and that's it. So, we got to 30,000 for a reason. We're going to keep pumping those out for you every single day. All right, so we did get out of a couple there for you on Beyond Meat down there. I told you once it breaks through 48, we had to get out. It's my loser stock of the day. I mean, we have 3 winners, 1 loser right now, but we've averaged into Beyond Meat, so yeah, it's like a net killer here today. But again, we'll see. We'll wait and see. What I'm disappointed with here, first of all, Tesla. Okay, it did make that high. We're still going to hold on to this. I'm just going to, if it breaks back down through 1050 or so, we can get out. No real damage. We did take out a nice piece right here. Like when I got that $5 in about a minute there, we did take some out. We were holding about a third of the trade left. Doesn't get out there at 1080. Good call again. Neil mentioned that level. So we'll have to wait to see where that goes. But like Neil mentioned, though, I don't want to short this name, and that's why I want to hold the long. But I thought I had a good price, but it's pulling back. Unfortunately, the pullback.
Still good.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, I'm $5 in the money now, so hopefully that'll still hold through. And then here's AMC, man. We got some out at 22. I like a 22 break. So like my kid says, I like the stock. I like the stock. Let's see here. It's going to break through 22 right now. And when it does, I think we need to hit this long one more time. So we're just getting all queued up here. We'll push this through. If it goes through 22, I think it's worth another shot here, guys.
Yeah, and remember Uber, there was a positive news there. It doesn't give you the dip. It is actually starting to break. 35 is that big level of resistance, or what has been the resistance on Uber. So as we grind into this one, I do feel it might be a pullback that can get us into the stock. I'm still willing to buy the dip on Tesla. It's still at that 1070. It has to be closer to 1050 for me to be able to get into it. GameStop really starting to get to that 164. And again, it's just, if you look at the daily chart, whoops, wrong direction.
Whoops.
Should have gone left instead of right on my windows. If you look at this level here, there's room to 180 if we get a breakout. And that's the key thing about GameStop here. And I get it, you missed out on part of the move, but it's got to confirm above this level for me to really like that long breaking it. Otherwise, until we clear it, it's going to be a short. And I don't mind taking another shot at it in front of 164, but 165 break gives you $1 stop to that previous 164 level and room to a 180. And I just like that setup better for a long, unless you were buying dips off 150, which is, that was a last week play. So I will take my second shot out of it. Should have already done it. But we're going to give it our shot right now on GameStop. I just got in 63.5. So always want to make sure we're getting the trades as they sort of set up. You've established that high. Now you're shorting off of the 164 high. But I'm not going long in this thing, and unless it's 150, which you can't. Once you've missed a trade like that, you can't just you can chase it, I guess, and it would have worked if you chase it. But overall, I tend to not to do that kind of thing. You just move on to the next setup, which is still the short off 164.
Yeah, I don't. So first of all, Beyond Meat just broke through 49
what?
there. We're gonna wait for 49.50, but yeah, that stock took off.
If that goes to 50, I'm probably gonna.
Yeah, if that goes to 50, I'm probably gonna jump out of, no, I'm not. Okay, so here we go. AMC again. We pushed it through there. We got 2207s, not a good price. But then it stopped, but that's fine. We did took a piece out there at 90. Let's see if it goes now. Here it goes back up to the upside. I mean, I'm still hoping that we can get some offers filled here on the upside. But when we took this 21 break, it did rally back down, and like I said, to about 72, 73. But it was the 21 that was really fire. But we did put on some more shares. And again, this trade down here, so the shares I had here, I have about 60% of that push right there. So, we are dug into this. We don't want to give back what we made on AMC, but again, looks like we may if that resistance at 22. And again, if you're looking at a chart, I'm just trying to take some out here in case we're wrong. That 22 level resisted before. I mean, the high was only 22.30. So that's like, you know, it would be nice to get up there, but that's 30 cents. And right now it's pulling back that same 30 cents. It keeps getting bought up. So I am taking some pieces out as it dips around here, back in and out, because again, we don't want to give back what we made because we did push shares through 22. I thought that was going to accelerate it. I mean, 8% is a nice move, man. Ape Nation wins today. Let's just see if it's a carnival today and see if we can't get AMC to the upside even more now. Trying to go to the upside here as I open up my taskbar there. But here we go, upside for AMC. Let's see. It's definitely resisting that 22. So I hope we didn't push too much there and wait for that. But look at CGC down 10% today.
Well, that pullback, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. I just felt like sell the news kind of made some sense to me. It doesn't mean it's done. It just, until we actually get a positive vote and see what happens in the Senate, who knows? But we just got that first out on GameStop. First short doesn't work in front of 60. We then short off to 64. We're able to get a couple of dollars in the first leg, and then want to play down to VWAP for the rest of it. But while that was going, HYMC, which we're going back and forth, is we went 2 shorts already. We're able to get some out, and then it breaks the top. Same story here. Like, we're going to get the short off of that 180, get it down to 172, and then it's going to make the break of the high. And then the next level is going to be $2, which you mentioned before on the daily chart. So once we get to $2, then we can start looking at a HYMC for the third option. And Beyond Meat, like the second you said, look, man, the second you said to me that Beyond Meat was near 50, like I remember going over this when I looked at my chart and I was like, I didn't think we were going to get to those levels. But if you can see the daily and the 15-minute, all Friday long, look at this. Look at that 49.5 level on Beyond Meat. So the second you said it was at that price, like forget it. This is a level I didn't think was going to come into play, but I do remember it. So I'm short 49. It'll probably have to break 50. On that downgrade, it does not make a ton of sense to me. I know you're squeezing at this point, 17% interest.
Yeah,
but when you
right.
squeeze, a lot of times you're going to turn at some point. And I just feel like that's the way I want to play a squeeze play. If I wasn't taking the long breakout, when it goes parabolic, I'm not chasing it up top when it's a pure dynamic of a squeeze. I've now reloaded into GameStop. So we're going to play again the top end of that 164 range. Once it breaks 164, there is no hero or anything like that. It's just going to be getting out of it when we break 164. And 165 is a monster price for breakout on that daily there.
All right, Brendo.
Dat Chat, guys, just popping up here. Remember way back, I guess it was last summer, we were talking about DATs. This is NFT related, so positive NFT news here for DATs on the move.
Right. Yeah, we like NFTs for sure around here. What's up to my Wall Street bull holders as well? Top Shot and the NFL All Day are some of them that I'm in, and Zed horses. Okay, AMC, look, man, this has been a nightmare up here as I just keep on piecing it out, but I'm trying to hold something for this move. So here it goes up through 22. Here we go. Yes, sir. I like the stock, as we say here, as all the pins are set up perfectly today for a little Bolorama action as AMC. Maybe they'll buy a bowling alley. Not bad. We'll see if AMC is going to the upside here. 22.20. Wow, we hit this one out of the park. Like home run central there. And by the way, the Blue Jays, man, yeah, let's go for that one as AMC there with Ms. V and Superman starting to come through now. AMC rocking and rolling. Like my day saver today is this AMC and Apple trade. Well, and Tesla. I mean, forget about it. It's everything. Apple right now, $2 in the money and starting to make some moves. $2. In the money for Apple. What's up, Rob? A nice move there. Tesla, we were able to hold on to that one. If that comes back up to 1080, then we're going to have a decision to make. But my decision is going to be to hold, so I guess I don't have one. And then Beyond Meat, we did finally take some more short there. But this is like the end of it now. I can't do anything else. We just got to wait. I'm just going to cancel all my orders here on Beyond Meat. And then if it does take out that daily high there of 49.50, then at some point we're going to have to get out. I don't know if we'll push it out at 49.50 or not, but we have to look to see what's going on when that does happen. Holy moly right now, guys. As my kids say, holy moly guacamole. And by the way, in Miami, Neil, the chips and salsa and guacamole.
It's a little better.
Is very nice. It's a nice.
Oh, well,
we
that's what
definitely
it's
like
supposed
that.
to be.
That's what it's all about. I mean, sitting there having those margaritas, and you know,
yeah, like
really,
gigantic
really
ones you can have on South Beach. Like those are the best.
Oh.
They're ridiculous. Like I just made it wider than it really is. But we took our second shot at that
You can
160.
get the pictures.
Well, the pitcher's a bit much.
We never got them because I like the fresh. Like I like the frozen margarita.
Because
so if you get the pitcher,
it doesn't make any sense.
Spike right now.
much.
Yeah, go ahead. But AMC is rocking right now, guys.
So I took the second shot, so we'll go 1 for 3 on GameStop. First short, no good. Second short, good. Third short does stop out at the high, and now I'm looking for the potential consolidation break on the daily chart. And that's sort of like the bigger level up here. And I say, once you're through 165, there's some overhead resistance. I'll get to Beyond Meat in a quick second. It's starting to fall down, but you got past that overhead resistance if you can clear 165. But guess what? We just touched it and are back below 164, which sets you up again for a wick high. And if I see a wick off top, we hold below 164, I got to play the setup, and the setup just told me that it just went back into a short play. So, I'm going to go with that tighter stop short setup every single time that I see it. It's still down that one. Now that 165 is going to be your level. Beyond Meat starting to roll over. I was showing you on that 15-minute sort of what we were looking at there from Friday. Yeah, I'm playing this all the way to 48 and then to VWAP. When a squeeze play comes back, it definitely starts to work. I did get some out of there on XPeng, and then we're going to try to buy that one in front of 27 over and over again. As long as it wants to hold, I think XPeng we can try to rinse and repeat that over and over again. But I do not want Tesla breaking 1050 to the downside and still be trying to go long XPeng in front of that 40, in front of that 27 level. That would not make a ton of sense.
Okay. Yeah, man. So nice to be back. And guys, thank you for watching the show and tuning in for one more time here. I'm with you on all these trades with Beyond Meat, man. It's been an absolute disaster for me to the upside. I thought, and you know what? Like, honestly, it's just, it hasn't worked, I thought, Beyond Meat, and it's just a lot of competition coming through. They got downgraded by Piper, but apparently that wasn't good enough. I thought that we would be heading down to this 41, 42 area today. That didn't happen. We hit the 50 period. Well, not really, but came close to hitting the 50 period there, breaking through $52, $53. But we did resist that 50 break. So that was a very, very good sign. Now you come back in now and rock and roll. What happened over there?
No, I just keystroked out of GameStop for like, don't get me wrong, it's a winning trade, but I went to adjust my stop order and just punched out of it for $1 when I'm trying to hold it through for 160. So that just means if it's still below that 150 level, I got to try to get back into this one, but a bit of a bungle. You see it came off my board there, was a position that we had on. And every single short's been in the same range, and until it breaks 165, I just don't like the long, so I'm not really going to do it. Beyond Meat, on the other hand, as I try not to chase GameStop, Beyond Meat comes down to down to 48.3, so we're able to finally get some of that back in. I think VWAP is your next stop at 47.5, and we'll see if we can get that out. XPeng, as the market tries to pull back here, XPeng has worked every time off of this 27, but I'm just going to do this for you so you can see I'm watching Tesla as well, and it's at the top end of the range without breaking out off of 1080. And as long as it can't make this breakout, like I don't want us breaking the channel to the downside and then trying to go long, a less good EV name, let's put it that way. So it looks like 27 might go here, and I'll just take out what we have left rather than dig in. I'm not going to go against the short-term trend in the EV names. If we're going to dip down, that means Tesla's going to give me the dip buy, and we can just sort of take our profit and run with what we already have in XPeng, and then try and get that Tesla dip instead.
Yeah, I'm going to we're going to throw to Brendan in a second. I'm still in this Tesla trade, so I am watching this like a hawk. I think we're going to get out if it breaks back down through 163 just to flatten the trade and then regroup, right? Like Neil mentioned there, I do like a long if we get back into these areas. So we held it. We're long and strong on Tesla, but we do have to dump it if it does come back in, because honestly, this Beyond Meat trade's come back in for me. So we've got a rejuvenated life here on the short side of things. But let's go over to the big screen now with Mr. Brendan Wickens.
Hey guys, yeah, a bit of a mixed board to show you here to start things off this morning for North American markets. S&P just hanging on to positive territory. The Dow, all of the Russell 1000, 2000, and 3000 negative. The NASDAQ trying to hold as well to the upside so far. So a little bit of positivity from where we were in the pre-market. A couple of things we mentioned in the pre-market, obviously. Tesla, the big news if you missed it. Potential stock split getting voted on. They're also going to talk about a dividend with the board. So the guys covering Tesla very well. Coinbase made a day high, but a big move down here in the past couple of minutes for a few names on volume as well. So all things crypto, though, just right at day highs right now. So Very, very strong so far, guys, right across the board for BTC as well. Back over to you.
That sucks because I wanted that. I mean, I wrote down, I'm not even going to look at Coinbase, but I wrote down on the sheet here 192 we wanted to buy. Okay, I mean, at least I don't think I would have got it anyways. It went
didn't
to,
quite, you know.
No, it went to 192.80. But yeah, nice move there for Coinbase. And I know Neil and I both hold shares on this name, so I'm pretty excited about the move. But again, we did see Bitcoin bouncing around now 47.6, baby.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, there was that keystroke out of GameStop, so I did re-enter the trade. More or less at the same price we got before, that 63.5 risk to 65. On the daily, I think that's where it breaks out. Beyond Meat now starting to come back in.
Yeah.
We did get first leg, but it's now down around VWAP. And for VWAP on my chart, this is now a 3-minute chart that I use every single day in the morning show up until now. I've been showing you a 1-minute chart and then pulling down the charts that I'm trading off of that are 3. So I've gone ahead and made the adjustment of just showing you my 3-minute chart if that's what I'm going to be trading. So it had that wick high a couple of times on Beyond Meat through 49.5. It has a chance to get through VWAP. And if the market continues to fall, I don't want to be just bidding in front of 47.5. So I'm going to let it try to drop down first. And then if it takes out this level, give it some room down to 46.5 and just sort of see what happens. Here comes that second charge in GameStop off of 165. And here's your overhead. You can see the double top there. This is your overhead that I think is what's getting played off of that 200. And then overhead resistance, maybe you've got 180. I think that's the next level up for GameStop. So that's the charge it's trying to put in as it's trying to go up. I'm assuming AMC's making a run as well.
Holy crow. Like, I'm such an idiot, honestly, because like I could be up like better than my whole month if I just held some of these, but like an idiot, I mean, not like an idiot, it's how I'm trading and it's what I do, I scalp it, but I got to change up the play a little bit here. But wow, like if we just punch this long and this long, exactly as we wrote it there and had some diamond hands, then we'd be doing this right now because we're rocking right here with AMC. This is crazy. I mean, again, welcome to the jungle, guys. We got fun and games. Like, welcome back, man. The sticky note is back in the building. 21 break right there. It really gets going through 22. We have these double breaks right now. So all you had to do was trade one name off here. Tesla as well. We talked about that 1080. I talked about it right there. If it breaks headlong, I mean, it's been the top. So that's been a good call there. Coinbase 192 long. Hello. And then this one has been the real widowmaker here. But we're fine now. It's come back in. So thank you for that. But Beyond Meat, we did think that that was going to be a short today. And that one's been wrong. So the sticky note will be pretty good today. And then we didn't look at Uber. I don't know if you got filled on this, Neil, yet?
It never did. It never dipped, so there was never a chance
I guess
to get
actually,
into Uber.
speak of the devil.
So, you know, if you can't beat them, join them. But the setup for me wasn't, I didn't like the long on the daily chart until we get above 165 on GameStop, right? So if I'm going to be in something that I think has room to go, that's just the way that we're going to play it. We shorted it 3 times and went 1 for 3. Now we're in that long. I have scalped some out when it goes that first dollar, which I usually will, and then we're trying to hold. And there's no obvious levels here because on the daily, you're looking at 180. It's more of a squeeze type momentum play that you want to sit in. Give it to 170, 175. Those types of things can be in play. But there's the overhead resistance is now gone from this name. So either it holds a 160 and it turns from a scalp trade into a bit of a longer time period type of play. The market is still pulling back in here. And as long as it's going to be doing that, then Beyond Meat, which went parabolic on the squeeze, is starting to get some momentum into the downside. Of course, I typed NQ, and that goes Q there. It's starting to get some momentum into the downside. And once it gets through that 47.50, which was last week, you know, that resistance support level, once it gets through there, I think you're now giving it back down to those lows. I'm not saying it's going to break that 45 low. Clearly shorting in front of that didn't work. So why not get out in front of this 45 to 46 area? You've got to think there's going to be some dip support down there.
Okay, yeah, so right now, whoops, whoa. Man, that is like, those, I don't know what kind of microphone you got up there, Fahad, but that is like, that is sick. I don't know, it sounds so much clearer. Like I was complaining about these Sony earpieces,
mine's not in right.
Mine is blasting, yeah, and yours is out of batteries or something, right?
It was charging all weekend. I don't understand how.
Brendo.
Lululemon, guys, having quite the day here. Not seeing anything significant as far as news, but just made a day high again on decent volume, up 2.25%. But straight to the upside for Lulu today.
Lulu, I believe, reports later this week. So, you know, that's going to be a good one. But we'll be buying some Lulu pants, if you know what I'm saying. Look at AMC to the up, not for me. Look at AMC to the upside here. Trying to go, man. Let's take I'm sitting at 98 if we can get some love here for some 98s. There it is. Bang. Through 98, takes the order out, and yeah, bang, bang, bang to the upside. Alone today, guys. 58 trades on AMC, and we go... Yeah, it's a Bitcoin congratulations, but boom right now as your boy is back, man, and we are ready to rock and roll here. Shout out to Arun. What a great job Arun did last week. Didn't see much of the show. I was a little bit on there, though, but good shows. Thank you so much, Arun. I hope futures is going well for you today, but there it is right now. And for one person that we definitely missed last week, yeah, Miss V, I see you checking over there. Let's go over to Miss V. What's up?
Hey guys, it's a great morning so far. I know you're busy trading and remind you to smash the like button. 7,000 people are watching us right now, so please help us to get 2,000 likes ASAP. And special shout out to Isa Mohammed for sending 3rd super chat, especially for me. Love you, Isa, and back to you guys.
So today we're going to keep a good count on it. I think
Isa wins.
The goal was to figure out how many Miss V gets from Isa. It's Isa, might be Isa, but either way, we'll see how many it is by the end
on the
of
next super chat, maybe a pronunciation of the name then.
Yeah, because I thought
if
it was...
it's ICE, put ICE?
Yes.
Yeah, and then we can...
I think it's Isa, but I'm not 100% sure, and I want to make sure we get it right, and thank you very much for all of your super chats. CellZ, CELZ. I just call it CellZ because that's what it looks like on the daily chart. Well, sorry, on the ticker. Just broke on the daily this monster 440 level, obviously, as you can sort of see here, and put a bit of a wick off high. There's nothing above. So if it consolidates and falls, it's a few pennies per share to short. I like that, but you got to take a look at that breakout if it gets and holds above the new high, because that'll be a sort of a short setup turning into long, kind of what we did with GameStop over there, which I still think has a chance to get to 70s and 180s. It seems ridiculous, but once you break 165, there's just nothing up top. When something squeezes, I look for overhead resistance, and it's not there on GameStop. It sells that. It was just able to pay for the shorts. You get your wick off top there, and we'll see if we can't get in. I want like 38, 39, 40, because I want to be giving it about 15 cents worth of risk. That's about 25 into VWAP, and of course, I did a much better job of getting into position and then talking about it last week. And then, of course, like first thing this morning, sells Ed. I'm sitting there on the offer. And, of course, you're going to see it start to run away from me. I'm not going to chase it further than this. I want those mid to high 30s for the short. That's the only way the risk to reward makes any sense.
Oh, man. I don't know. Are you long GameStop or
yeah,
no?
I mean, GameStop
still, yeah, okay.
Above 65 is where the long came in for me. But
like, completely speechless. Like 23.50? 23.50 for AMC to the moon right now. And there it is off the sticky note one more time. So all 7,000 of you, man, we have 30,000 followers on Twitter. Add 7,000 to that, and we're rocking and rolling. So follow me on Twitter at TraderTVSean. And then just a public service announcement. It's like an increased number of fake accounts now for Valeria, Neil, myself, Brendan. Please, guys, don't. Like, I got so many messages while in the MIA. Like, is this you? Like, what about crypto and this and that? Like, we will not send you guys notes about anything. Like, we'll respond we'll try to respond if you message to us. But other than that, man, unless we have a communication, like a dialogue going back and forth, we're not going to be hitting you guys up.
As a matter of fact,
we don't sell anything. A $5
exactly.
membership and some hats and some shirts and whatnot. But
you could just troll them, man. Like, that's what, if you want to have fun with people.
Yeah, you guys, but no, I don't even want them. No, just block them, report them.
Oh, of course, do that.
Yeah, do that.
I enjoyed trolling the guy who messaged me being you.
Oh, really?
Because it's
like we had some friends do the same thing.
I'm like, okay, first of all, like, come on.
I'm like, come on, friends.
Like, I have to. Like, how could you not?
Like, they're
how am I not
messaging me, is this you asking me about Bitcoin? I'm like, bro, I just hit you up on WhatsApp.
I'm like, really? Oh, because I'm sitting right next to you right now, and you didn't say this that you were gonna send me Bitcoin.
That example.
That's like, I'm right next to the guy when someone tries to act like they're Sean tweeting it. Whatever, man.
As if they're trying to like punk us together. That's unbelievable.
It doesn't make any sense. Bit of a turnaround here on GameStop in a quick second. It just got to 167. That's halfway to 70, so I took another leg out. But once it's through 165, it becomes a long. That includes buying consolidation dips. This turns into a higher time frame trade, and that's why I want to treat it a bit differently. Rendo?
Speaking of the GameStops and highly shorted stocks of the world, here goes BBBY starting to get some volume as well. If you remember, this thing made a pretty crazy move back on Friday also. So getting back to 23.5 for Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know, man. I really want to get we're now 85 cents in the money on Beyond Meat, but it's not an in the money trade. I mean, we're going to be a loser on Beyond Meat today by far. Obviously, the only name that we have red as we just got to let this thing work out. It's come back down into VWAP here and the 50 period. So we've emptied out a very, very significant part of our trade. So as we go back down to the downside, it's about 25% left, no, a little bit more. About 30% left of the trade on as we just pieced it out, and now it's starting to go back up to the upside. The market fell back in, so that was that. And it's a good thing we go, yeah. Right now, and awesome, because Tesla today has been pretty awesome, man. It's been pretty good. We held it down here. We should have reloaded at the exact same spot we got long, right there, 162 and change. But let's see now if Tesla's. We can zoom in a little bit more. The last past days don't matter. I still like this name through 1080. I think that's the breaker 19, and if it goes upside, man, then that's I want to be part of that. So we'll get into it again. Oops, I keep putting the wrong amount of shares out here for Beyond Meat because I do want to get out of some more. Excuse me here. As yeah, the problem with this fruit salad is the skin on the apple keeps getting caught in my throat there. So, okay, I don't think apples should really be in fruit salad unless it's the fall, in my opinion. And even then, man, I'll just mow down an apple. Like I want like grapes and.
I agree with you. I'm not a huge fan of apple in the fruit salad. Not that I'll throw it. I'll eat it if it's there, but. And usually the apple we get it isn't even that great. But Sell Zed, give me a break. I should have just punched into the short. Like that was that consolidation that we talked about. I just paid for the short, and now it pulls back into VWAP. So next time, hit first, talk later is going to be the name of the game, and I think that's just the way we have to play it. Beyond Meat, I'm going to reload it. We had two separate shorts. It's still in the NASDAQ, Neil. Two separate shorts. The first one does not work out. The second, we took some out in front of 48. I thought if we got through VWAP here, with the market pulling back in, there'd be a decent chance to get out in front of 46. But if it wants to make another run at that high, 49.5, will oblige. If you look at that level from Friday, I'm just going to play off the levels when we get a spike up. That's the name of the game for me. If you have the breakout long, congratulations. Getting out in front of that consolidation would have made some sense. And if it goes right back into it, the short to me is about at 49 with a 49.5 stop. You can give it a few extra pennies because Beyond Meat's had a spread all morning. Right now I'm looking at a 20-cent spread. Earlier on, you'd see it open up sometimes to 30. This is not trading with a 5-cent or less spread like a stock at that price might be doing. So understand that there's going to be some slippage when you break out of a level.
Yeah, slippage, you say. Yeah, I like that. For some reason, I don't know, my Twitter, I gotta reload this or something. I don't know what's going on with my Twitter. Okay, so yeah, I'm with you. I think you just reloaded on.
Well, not yet. I'm going to.
Yeah, me too.
Closer to 49 though.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I was looking at here as well. I'm gonna try around a 48.50. I'm gonna take a few shares, but then like Neil, I do have some more offers waiting there near that 4.9 level there. Apple's pulled back, man. We rallied up to 175 there, and now it's kind of dancing. It's bouncing around this 50 period. We'll wait to see what happens there, but this 173.78 or so level there has been the 50 period, and it has held. But again, out 20. No, that's not right. We don't have that. There must be two outs in here somewhere because we only have what I can see here is 20% left on Apple. So somewhere out here, I took out more shares. But right there, we're letting it bounce around. I still like this market to the upside. It's been a big mover here, but we did break back down below. So I am thinking here, okay, now we got to get out of Apple. Apple just broke that level. So let's offer it. And there we go. We'll get out of Apple right there. Just offered it at 80 and got it. So it's taking down that level here for us on Apple, and there it goes back down to the downside. So a good little out there. I don't mind doing this for the trade of the day, as it was pretty simple there, breaking back down. I just wish I had a tick up there and then there. So a little bit, I don't think it was mismanaged by any stretch of the imagination, but there goes Apple. And then obviously as the market has now completely trend changed here, I just started to make a little bit of lower highs here as you come through here. Boom. So boom, boom, boom. And now it looks like we're breaking. So unfortunately, the market is starting to head back down to the downside, but all is well, man. I mean, we didn't get out anything at the top of AMC, but I don't know. Someone mentioned, why don't you just use trailing stops and therefore you'd still be in? But the problem is, I don't know where to put the trailing stops. Like AMC right here, I took the long 21 and it was flirting with these pre-market levels, down to 2070. So that's a 30-cent hit. I had a lot of shares and I was nervous, which is why we started to get out when it came back up. But then we didn't have enough shares when it ripped to 22. And then we took 22 and the same exact thing happened. happened, and we were able to get out. So AMC, my number one stock. I think net-wise, it's going to be the number one stock for me today, barring this Beyond Meat doing something, but doesn't look like I'm going to be able to make money on that. And here goes Tesla, a break of 160, and we're going to be out of this name as the market's fallen back down. Maybe Tesla does want to test these bottoms. I think it's great news for Tesla today, but hey, the market's
turning, so.
Yeah, the market is the thing that tells us what's the good news or not. So on a 160 break, we'll get out of Tesla. Still a very positive name for me today for sure, but definitely, you know, some mental errors there. When we called 1080, Neil mentioned it. It's on my sticky note as well as the high, and we saw that twice. And it was so nice. We saw it twice and not thrice.
Thrice? No one said thrice on this show, ever. That's a first for us. But I like thrice. Okay, now I'm cracking up over thrice.
I mean, I just, like, you know, I'm a poet and don't know.
Don't know it. I know that. Come on, I know that.
That's an easy one, but I mean.
Everybody knows about that.
That's,
okay, now that's a horrible segue into DATS, but I know it's moving, right? 350, I just mentioned in the chat. I don't think it's even safe to think about a level. It's got great volume on DATS here, and you can sort of see, come on, there you go. Multiple breaks, $2, $250, $3. See what I'm getting at? And then the daily chart had 350 as a bit of resistance as well. So that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. I have to use it. I mean, what am I supposed to do here every single time? So 350 is my level.
I mean, that's a great stock.
And look, and again, like, you've got to think about, like, you've just got to think about, like, where you're comfortable, sort of not just putting the trade on, but then adhering to your stop, like knowing, okay, well, if I shorted at 25, I'm probably just averaging all the way to 350 anyway, so why not just wait for it to get to 350? If it's strong, it's likely to get there. Finally, Coinbase has come back to me. Now, I wish we had been more aggressive pre-market and didn't want to wait for 192, but we did, and we missed. Now 196 has come back in, and that's that double top from Friday. So Friday's top, 196, pre-market 196. We like it back to 192, and hopefully, as long as we don't break 45, which we're not doing, we're breaking out on Bitcoin still, we'll go for it. Guess it's already small cap recap time, 10:20. Time is flying this Monday, Brendo.
Hey guys, yeah, busy morning. Lots to choose from in small cap world. I mentioned this one right before the open. CLVR, obviously weed related. Back to last week was the news event. We had a big ramp into $4 going into the close on Friday. So that was a clear level. And then below that, 350 I was just using as the support, neither of which come into play. Moral of the story. So 3 down to about 240. Bit of a slow trade, kind of grindy. There's lots of liquidity, so might take a while for this to play out. Still have a fair chunk of this, so just working out of that on the way down. DATS, I'll give you my view, I guess, on DATS. I was just using 250. If you go to the daily chart, too, as Neil was saying, 250, 255 was a huge level. So tried it short initially, flip to the long. We'll see where this ends up going for DATS, but very, very strong on decent volume still for DATS. And this Cation Auto, I just took the breakdown of these pre-market levels, just kind of grinding to the downside for KXIN. Guys, back over to you.
What's
Thank
up?
you very much.
Yeah, Isa, again, man, shout out to you on that play. What happened to my Tesla trade? Oh, for some reason, my script did not go out. Why is that there? 159.60 broke. So I don't know why that didn't go out. Just attention, there may be a problem with the script orders, but I'm just going to throw it back to you, Neil, because I have to find out what happened with my Tesla.
Yeah, that's one of those. We'll double check those. And I just managed to double check my orders. I think I'm okay because we have 2 sets of stop orders that we can use, right? So I always make sure that if there's an issue with one, you jump over to the other. And I saw someone in the chat saying they like the 335 area. On DATS, and I totally understand where that level comes from for anybody. Like it makes some sense on the daily chart. I wasn't really discounting that, but I think there's a little overhead to 350 and the fact that it was making moves every 50 cents. That's all I'm getting at. If I was short at 335, I think I would just find myself just giving it to 50 anyways. It's a hard thing to do and be really disciplined about it at a level like that. So it's not that it doesn't set up there, just not a play I'm going to make. Tesla. Now, like every time it comes down to like 1060, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this 1050 at some point, and then you can see it turn just shy. The new long you'll see me in is that Coinbase that we finally got. This could be a hold pretty much the entire day. We'll see what happens because we're giving it down to at 192 and we're long at 96. So $4 worth of risk there. Tesla starting to come into play. Beyond Meat is really. that's more the odd one, because when you pull back after going parabolic like it just did, it's now holding view up again, and with the market flushing, I'm a little surprised it can't seem to get through this 47 and a half. If it does, I'm sitting down here in front of the previous pre-market high. So I'm really looking at this point for $2.50. I expect if it's going to retrace, it should be able to retrace the majority of the range there. And not a single chip name for me yet. I say yet because remember NVIDIA, 273. I only want it in front of the level I like. That's where we got this one for the second time. The first time longs didn't work in NVIDIA on Friday, but the second time through was really good. It gave you 73 all the way up to about 79. I'm looking for the same thing as we get the dip. Hopefully on NVIDIA. It doesn't mean you want the stock to come down. But if you have a support level and you like the long at that price, well, you want it to get to that price so you can catch the fill.
Yeah, I traded NVIDIA before I left, but normally it's AMD for me. Oh, I saw, not to say your Intel, but I saw Intel had a nice run over the last couple of weeks, or I guess a week and a half or so. They did have some news, right? Didn't they make a deal with somebody?
Well, NVIDIA
was going to use their foundry.
NVIDIA is looking into using their foundry again.
So that's a nice little move.
That's the play they've been trying to make. It's can they actually be stealing business from the TSMs and the Samsungs of the world, and that's why they're investing in the plant and all that good stuff. We talked about it last week, so good for them. I don't know why I continue to not look at them for the day trade though.
Well, that's why. That's why I was just looking at it right here as well. Okay, so Beyond Meat though, finally, guys, we missed why we didn't reload there. I don't know, puzzle to me, but it just didn't hit the prices, so I adjusted it. Now we're going to wait to see if it does pop back up to 40. But now we're $1.50 in the money on the last piece. So we're going to be we've lost, but we're in the money now, about 30% of what we've lost. So it's going to be a bad trade for me overall net-wise, but it's nice that it's come back down, and it's nice that we had a little bit of cojones here to hold it as we saw a lot of this at Miami Beach. So not necessarily wearing that much clothes, if you know what I'm saying. So
that's how it works.
What do I think about shorting Apple day trader? Okay, we can look at that. No, first of all, in any personal accounts and whatnot, but there goes Apple to the upside, just starting to take off, man. I don't like shorting Apple whatsoever, so short it at your peril, but I think that this is a name, and it depends on your time frame, right? I mean, I'm not by any stretch of imaginations any sort of financial advisor or anything like that, but I always say that you can't buy a better stock than Apple if you're planning on holding. So, I mean, every time it comes down to the 200 period, if you bought it here at 124, you're laughing. If you bought it here at 138, you're laughing again. And you may even be crying now because you can't believe how what a good trade it was when you bought it down here at 150. So, I mean, I don't know. For me, it makes a lot of sense to keep buying the best name out there. Not only that, like I just said, the first ever pitcher to win, the first ever film to win Best Picture at the Oscars was Coda. That's an Apple, so does that increase their streaming now? And look, if they're going to make they made a movie, boom, the best movie out there, apparently. I never saw, I'm just talking about the Academy. They give them that, right? Best phone out there, the people giving them that. And I don't know, let's just wait to see. Everyone loves the Apple Watch. Everything they touch seems to go to gold. So, on the valuation, Apple always seems to work for me. They have a huge buyback. They have a small dividend, which is fine. So I like Apple, and, it's just an ETF game, really, right? I mean, it's held in pretty much every single ETF you can name. That's not true, but you know what I'm saying. Well, okay, here we go.
It means if you're invested in like any funds or an ETF, a lot of times it's just broad market, you're already invested in Apple. That's one of the things to always sort of check out. Understand what it is that you hold, because if you have a foundation of holding this, SPY is easy, but of holding a mutual funds or ETFs, and you go into single stock trading, then you might realize you're overexposed in certain names. True. That's one thing you always want to make sure you pay attention to. So I got the reload just now in GameStop, and once we broke the overhead on GME. Whoops, I keep going the wrong direction. Once we broke that overhead on GME, it just turned into a long on a higher time frame. So we grabbed the 65, we took one leg out, 66 and change. We took another leg out in front of 67 at 67 and a half, which of course is halfway to 170. And now we're going to be buying the dip in front of 160. And if we can get back to that top, there's so much room into that upside that, I just want to be on the other side of it. And it turns from one of those scalp to short with tight stops all the way up to, once it breaks, try to break that long trade on a higher time frame. And that's what we're going to do here with GameStop. We've got our first reload off 160. If that breaks, we'll have to take that one out, but we like to hold it a little bit longer. Coinbase is a very similar type of thing, only it's just the first entry that we got, dipping into 196. We didn't catch that break. But as long as we're not really pulling back in overall spot prices, then I like the consolidation chance here. You're breaking out on that daily chart, like on every single time frame you can find, you're breaking out. And that's after there was a huge dip on Friday. So like a dip, you're going to rip off those same levels on Coinbase. We like that one. But I don't know what's going on with Beyond Meat, but it's now starting to fall asleep right off of this 47.5 level. So it feels like the short's still valid. But if you look at support all week long at that 47, 47.5, all of a sudden, that's where you're finding, on a downgrade, that's where you're finding a bit of a bid. So I'm not sure, if this can't seem to break here in the next 10 to 15 minutes, might have to take it off. I still like to reload in front of 49.5. But at some point, going to have to give up the ghost on this short trade, which felt like it was going to completely fall down into 46. And suddenly, it's looking a little bit stronger. I've completely ignored Alibaba this morning. And it's starting to get a little bit more interesting. Look, it just couldn't break out of sort of Friday's range. Very, very tight range for Alibaba here. But if it breaks down this 112, you then get back to that 110 level, which was a triple bottom for Baba. So just want to be patient with it. I don't mean to ignore it. I know it's one of the better names, but it didn't do much on Friday, and 110 was about the only trade that was there for Baba.
Come on, market. Just hold up a little bit, man. We pushed. Yeah, Baba. Good call on Baba there. We got to look at active names. And that's why, even though Neil and I aren't trading it, man, you guys put some in the chat. Hit up Brendan, and we'll talk about some names. As we're getting excited right now, like, what was that all about? The NASDAQ spike a little bit. We went long again on a 50 period and a VWAP break here of Tesla. We like the stock as now, yes, sir, boom, bang. Is this working yet? No. We got to get that beat, man. I want that beat. Let's get that beat. Bang right now for Tesla as we're going up to the upside right now. 170 again. This time, though, Neil, we got to... This 1080, man. That's been respected too many times. Remember I said that once, twice, thrice business?
But now it sets up as a break, though.
Yeah, but, oh, wow. Tesla to the moon, man. We just put this grenade on. Bang right now. What's up, man? Yeah, look, I'm loving Miami Beach, but I'm loving trading, guys. Yes, sir. Another $7 winner here on Tesla as we go crazy. What was that news, man? The market, Pop City. Maybe it's nothing. Who knows? But I'm going to take a piece out. I was waiting, guys, for 174, but oh, wow. Oh, no, that's Apple. Oh, wow. I was going to say, wow, 1074 was just there, but that was Apple. Apple's ripping to the upside. I'm taking a piece out right now, guys. 172.50 if we can on Tesla. A nice little move up. Ooh, come on, man. Don't do this to me. Boom, right there. There it is right there. Yeah, we get the Bang City going through now. We are the highest spot we've been at all day. Beyond Meat, forget you. We don't need no Beyond Meat trades, man. Tesla to the upside, boom, bang. Nice trade there. Unfortunately, we got out at that 1060 break. We talked about that. But Tesla, honestly, AMC my number one stock, but Tesla knocking on heaven's door right now as this one's going to come up to my number one stock. And watch out. Here comes Will Smith in the building right there. So we're going to watch out for that one. Boom, try to duck it next time there,
you can.
Chris Rock. But there it is up to the upside, 174. I can't wait. I saw Jake Paul, by the way. You know what you know Jake Paul.
I know Jake Paul, but I don't know exactly where you're going with it.
No, but listen to the number he offered. Like Chris Rock and these guys, literally. It was $15 million to each guy to get into a ring.
That ain't enough money.
Don't talk about what? Oh, yeah, I know.
That's not how we said it, Brad.
Smith,
we can't say how it got said, but like, let's be real. Those guys don't care. And Chris Rock is not that. He's not foolish enough. He should have a proxy. If he had a proxy,
I think I honestly I don't think he would sue him or anything like that.
No, he wouldn't because he's too.
You don't need to. These guys, but you could, man, and he would win. I'm telling you, that's flat out assault.
Okay. Also, hands behind.
But I'm from the streets.
Chin was like this.
You know,
if a big man comes at you when you just talked about,
I just stick my chin out and take it on the chin,
would you
bro.
do that?
I take it on the chin and just stand there and was like, that's it.
I'm not trying to put a tinfoil hat on here. That's all.
No, I've never been in a fight.
Because clearly the reaction that got made was pretty. You could see it on his face when he was talking about it after. Like, come on. Still, chin out. You got to know how to defend yourself, man. This isn't a Rocky movie. We just sit there and like take it on the chin over. Like, just not how it's supposed to. Like, real people don't actually act like
Chris
that when
Rocky.
someone comes at them.
I don't know. Maybe you might be onto something.
Anyways.
Beyond Meat moving back up, Neil.
Yeah, I just got my reload on Beyond Meat up there at 49.
What the heck just happened to Beyond Meat?
So I got 48.9, but I got to come to Coinbase quickly because it got to VWAP on that 96 dip. So I trimmed some off for the $2, and then now I have to go back over to Beyond Meat because if we're going to be sitting here managing these trades, I still think it has a chance to get through that 47.5 and retrace the entire way. But if it puts in a lower high, got to take some out in front of 48 and in front of VWAP, just the way that it's been going. You know, it's been ridiculously strong, and it has that short interest. Remember, Beyond Meat's 17 or 19% short float. Brendan?
Not seeing a date on that shareholder meeting yet, guys. The last one back in October of last year. So I don't think they've actually announced when their shareholder meeting will be for 2022. So more to come on the Tesla front. Let's get a check on how things are shaping up over in Europe, Miss V. They finally had their time change, by the way. So back to 1 hour left to go in the day over there. What's up?
That's right, Brendan. Thank you for bringing it up. And European markets are trading higher today, supported by bank stocks. Shares of European Apple supplier STMicroelectronics fell after Nikkei reported that Apple is going to cut the output of its iPhones and AirPods products. But now STM is back to the positive territory. Back to you, Brendan.
Just seeing a couple of more headlines coming across. Yeah, there's nothing really market related, guys, as far as headlines. There was some Ukraine news happening, but it was more negative than anything. So the S&P back to flat here.
That's pretty close.
We were just talking about TD Bank there. So
Yeah, we have a friend at TD Bank, and I was like, yeah, man, we should have. I mean, it dipped down. Here's TD. I'll just call it for you quickly here, just because we were talking about it. Some of the Canadian banks continue to work regardless. So if you want to look at some of these banks as opposed to U.S. banks, we have different, obviously, restrictions here and different things like that. The housing market's still super, super strong in Canada, as it is a lot of places. But here's TD Bank. I was just like, wow, I can't believe I didn't get something in. It's not like, wow, I can't believe it. I mean, it went down to 75. It's at 81. But yeah, I still like this one. For me, I just, honestly, I didn't even do any research. I just buy the stock that I bank at. So, you know, here's Bank of Nova Scotia to the upside here. It's been really just chop. So when I even said to Neil, too, when TD made that dip down, I was like, what's up with that? And then nice move back upside there. As Tesla right now, yeah, buddy. Nice move up to the upside as, yeah, here we go. We actually had some real nice pizza as well. The food in Miami.
pizza, eh?
Although the food in Miami is very this, you know, like you don't go there without deep pockets, or you can and you just kind of chill. But some of the stuff that I saw around the pool and things like that, ridiculous. Like little kids wearing. Marissa goes, "Oh, that kid's wearing like a $600 bathing suit," and the kid was like 4 years old, and I was like, "Okay."
It's a weird place, man. I remember like I used to spend summers there when I was in university because my brother went to school down there. My dad was working down there for 4 or 5 years, and. Like you'd go on a regular weekday, I'm like, it's a Wednesday in the summer, just nothing going on. And then it's like, oh yeah, that's J-Lo on walking on the beach.
Yeah.
And like, there's like, as if nothing is happening. I'm like, really? Really, you people? Like, this is nothing to you?
J-Lo.
Anyways, that's just I love South Beach, by the way.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Gonna throw up the hand there, but yeah, I'm glad you had a lot of fun. It's good to have you back, though, certainly. And Arun did a fantastic job.
Good.
Thankfully, like I got to find out where the slipper is. Because we got to keep. Look, Arun's not here.
You saw what I did with the bull.
With the bull.
Me and you have been nailing Pratt.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But you got to lob it because there's monitors over there, and you don't want to break a monitor. And Arun was very accurate with it.
And Pratt has sensitive, you know, facial
don't want to
situations.
mess them up,
you know, I don't need to do it.
Just to come back quickly to the market, because I guess it's still happening.
No, it's closed. It's closed.
You're getting a bit of a consolidation with Beyond Meat. So the second level, obviously a little bit more valid than the first, up at this 49 to 49.5. But as it rolls down, going to be a little bit more aggressive, taking some out in front of VWAP, given the way that it's obviously been trading. Still going to hang on to Coinbase. We have a 63 now after buying the dip. But this is, sorry, not Coinbase, I mean Beyond with GameStop. I think that's one that we have to think about holding on to for a bit of a bigger time frame. And once you're on the bigger time frame, and I'm going to do this because I want to talk coin next. Once you're on the breakout, when it takes out that 65, as long as you're above these significant levels, like the 58 to 60 area, you want to see if you can hold on to it. When the next level up is 180 on the daily chart, I know it's up 7%. I get it. But if it does try to squeeze, you want to see if you can't capture a little bit of that. And that's why I jumped into the higher time frame. Coinbase here, it's having some trouble getting through 199, but the 196 dip, again, I want to see if we can't be in this one a little bit longer. I'll get some out in front of the pre-market high, but I want to rinse and repeat if I can off this 196 the entire day here. And back to NVIDIA, this is the one that just doesn't seem to want to give the fill. It's flat on the day. It's trending to the downside. And again, if the market is trending in the direction you're looking to catch a fill, I'm not chasing this long. If we continue to pull back, I don't see why we don't get Friday's low tested. And that's with the market having just turned red here. Well, sorry, the ES just turning red, and the NASDAQ getting closer to that 14.8 level. So very, very patient with this NVIDIA possible entry point. A lot of times at this time of day, you're thinking, okay, we'll just buy it off of wherever the low happens to be. I've made that mistake before, and I'm not doing it here. Just give me my price, or I'm not going to be in the trade.
Yeah, I know Neil and I both basically, I just looked at our trades. I mean, we have the same trade on here for Beyond Meat. But, okay, I'm going to learn from my lesson right now. And Beyond Meat's going to the downside, so that's why. So it looks like that's going to be a good one. Watch this market fall. I'm not going to make the same mistake again. If it takes, it's not that. I don't know what happened with the stop order there, so we wound up losing $1 extra than we should have. But we're going to get out here if it takes this down, 170. You take down 170 here on Tesla, we'll get out. We are long at 1066. And look, I just saw it hit here again, and I didn't do anything about it. So I still think this is a very, very valid breakup here, 1080. I mean, look what it wants to do. It wants to take this out. So you know what? Forget it. Forget this, man. I'm here to trade. I'm not taking that out. So I'm not taking this out. We're going to have to go a little bit lower than this for me not to hold this Tesla trade. So let's just keep it going here. Let's see if it takes that 1080. I mean, I think it can. If the market pops one more time here, then it does take that 1080. Like, I don't think the market needs to get anywhere near here. I think you just got to pop back to like 14. Wow, the NASDAQ's 14.8 again? Wow, wow, that's crazy. Okay, so 14.8. If we can get back to like 14.860, 14.850, something like that up here, then boom goes the dynamite on this Tesla trade. We're already $9 in the money and like laughing at it. And $9, did I say 9? I meant $12 now in the money as, yeah, let's go Gronk. We'll spike that down there. Oh yeah, and by the way, man, sorry about the AFC East. It's getting a little more competitive there. Although
that was ridiculous.
The Dolphins are ridiculous. I don't know what they did there.
No,
like
but that's good for the Bills.
You think?
Because
Chiefs, now they can't.
Because the Chiefs are weaker.
Yeah, but the Chiefs also added Juju, which I know he's not Tyreek, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I think? I was going to say.
Can you tell who has Juju Smith-Schuster in a keeper league?
Yeah, I do. But no, but I just mean that I think he's. Well, I also have CEH, and I think he's probably not doing anything. They signed Ronald Jones. Is he a threat to Clyde Edwards-Helaire? I don't think I'm even going to keep Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Oh, you know what I was going to say? You know what I think has a good chance there? If the Jets draft a wide receiver, I might keep Zach Wilson. I don't know. We'll see.
I think they're going to draft the kid from.
Yeah, they have what, 8 or something?
Arkansas. What's like
something Williams or something?
No, it's a bigger dude.
Yeah, there's
Burks. They're going to Burks. I think.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be a good name.
Can you tell we like football?
Yeah, just a little bit. My team is the Packers, and there's a lot of love for obviously the Dolphins in Miami Beach. But I was down there when they signed Tyreek, so people were kind of going crazy there when that happened, or traded for Tyreek, I guess. Okay, on to the market here. Brendan over there at the big board. It is sector watch time. What is that in the top left, Brendan?
My left or yours? Let's have a look. Dead flat right here. This is banks. So banks are weak. So top left for you, I guess. That over there is Moderna. So healthcare stocks showing a little bit of strength coming through today. That is CCL, NCL, or NCLH and RCL. So cruise lines also showing a little bit of strength today, guys. But the rest of the travel names here under pressure. Casinos, airlines back to the downside. Overall, the consumer discretionary group, though, under pressure. Obviously, that's Tesla. 5.5%, dragging along some of the automakers with it. Energy stocks, the big decliners today, 6+% for oil. So all of these getting hit a little bit to the downside. Some of the resource names we've been dealing with over the past couple of weeks, metals, mining names, all back to the downside. 4+% right across the board. As I mentioned, Moderna trying to bounce. Ugly week last week, obviously, for Moderna. So trying to bounce a little bit today. Banks, as I mentioned, this is the tech group. Leading as far as strength is concerned. Software makers, we saw some strength last week in semiconductors, but they're actually under pressure. That's HPQ. We talked about HP picking up Plantronics. So Under pressure for HPQ today. Down, guys, just ever so slightly, 0.07 for the S&P.
And I actually didn't think that the cannabis names were doing much today, but Tilray did make it.
10%, I thought.
Tilray just made a bit of a bottom. Like it's down 7%, but it made a bounce off of 760. There's no significance that I could find to that level. And then you see it try to get through the pre-market highs there at 825. So suddenly I look at 825 and I go back over to Sundial, which, again, you don't have to trade this way, but it's been like the proxy for me. And does it make the same move? Of course it does. 78 level. So if we get any kind of pop in the cannabis names, I'm going to look at Tilray off the high and trade Sundial off 78. Maybe it'll be the 80 price, but you can sort of see when Tilray goes, Sundial's a little bit late to the party to follow along, guys. And I think that's been a trade that we're going to jump back to the well for. I might have mentioned this and didn't maybe quickly show it. In addition to liking that 50, which has not come into me for Tesla, when you see that consolidation off 1080, not just because it's 1080 is a fun number to work with, but this turns into now a triple top, and that's going to set itself up for a break. And I just don't write off any price in Tesla because there's nothing, like we said, on the daily until you get to 1100. So I like a 1080 break. I'm going to take it now. You have to watch out for time of day. You might have to hold it back into VWAP when you have a break this late in the session, but I think it's worth it because Tesla's been so strong. Brendo.
Another one making moves, guys. Having a pretty good day. Speaker maker Sonos getting included into the small cap 600, S&P small cap 600. So up nicely, almost 12% at day highs here for Sonos.
Ooh, I always remember when they made that deal with IKEA or something like that. And I think they had some sort of an Apple deal as well. Okay, so Sonos moving. We haven't talked about Ape Nation in a bit here, but yeah, the diamond hands are still intact as we go to the high side right now for AMC, and it's back 2 days high, man. On the sticky note, we pushed it down to 2021. That was my screaming long there. Then a long again here. This will probably be what we talk about for our trade of the day as AMC's rocking right now on social media and starting to make some moves here. So up to 23 bucks, 23.50, 23.60. I mean, I don't even need to look at, this is going to tell me nothing on a 20 period. So what about a daily here on AMC? And maybe I'll make the 20 minute a 60 minute or something like that, because really, it's just, I don't think this is trading on any sort of technicals. We just punched the levels at the even levels. Right there, 21 was about as clear as could be. That was pretty obvious. And then, we just thought if we got above this 22 level and took care of a lot of this garbage down there, then we would be upside. But there is some I don't know, is it 24.50? Into here, maybe where we had some action there. So I don't know, 25 bucks. Anyways, what I'm getting at is I've looked at it, and I don't have obviously I have a very small piece on right now for what's left for this. But really embarrassed that we didn't make a hell of a lot more money on AMC because called it, and we just got out too much here for some losers as we were nervous. And guess what just happened? Kaboom! Yeah, buddy, right now, Tesla, $18 in the money. We said AMC could be the trade of the day, but what about Tesla? As Tesla now $17 in the money, starting to rip up to the upside, man. Hey, Miami, we might have got suntan, we might have got everything rocking and rolling. We may only have 3 hours of sleep. Nepa, it doesn't matter, man. We're back here. We're back. We're live. We're trading with you every single day. I'm back, baby. And now this market's starting to go a little crazy. So, yeah, let's go. Big time show today. This has been an awesome one. The market is moving. And there's that break, Neil, that we were waiting for, man. That 1080. Unfortunately, I had canceled my break there of 1080.
Yeah, to me, that's a triple top. Once it became a triple top and you have that no resistance, you just got to have it. And even if you don't have the dip buy, like John's got the dip buy twice.
Yeah.
And you can miss out on that trade and just say to yourself, trade the next thing, right? Like if it's an upward move, you don't have to have the best price. But if you prepare, then you did have the dip. And I think at this point, you just got to say to yourself, is it possible that you can still put in a $50 range on Tesla? Everything about the last month has said that is possible. So do I want to have something on board throughout the entire day? Because remember, the market just tested to going red.
So
and now suddenly we're thinking about, the NASDAQ's up 0.5%. If we break the highs, where can Tesla go? I'm not saying infinity, but 1,100 is not ridiculous. And I'm going to be buying the dip in front of VWAP as well.
So that's what I was going to say. Where do we have an out? Now that we broke that, it's kind of...
Well, look, if you watch the show long enough, if it gets to 1,100, am I going to short
1,100?
10.9? Am I going to short 10.99?
You're still long, though.
I know, but I'll be out in front of 1,100.
Oh, no, but if we're wrong.
Oh, I'm buying the dip in front of 70. I've scalped some out on the break.
So maybe that VWAP
Take
break
$3,
of 1065.
and now I'm just looking to see if I can get a dip. Buy the dip as well.
Yeah, I was always wondering because, like, I don't know, man. Like, you see Tesla run so much, and then this is the problem. It's like it's $18 in the money. Neil's got the 180 break, so $5, $6, $7 in the money. Like, it's a lot of money. So it's just like, how long do you hold these things? And greed is good, man, in this business. Don't get me wrong. Like, you got to be able to hold on to some of these. It's just like it killed me on the AMC trade. But you know what? To be completely frank with you, I mean, I know we don't show P&L, but right now Tesla just took out AMC for me, and I only have 2 trades on Tesla. So there you go. Like, for me on AMC, I have 58 fills. On Tesla, guys, I have 5 fills. So, I mean, it's been rocking and rolling to the upside, and Tesla goes to numero uno right now. What up, Ms. V?
Hey guys, Tesla is doing great. Sean, congratulations on your trades and my trades. And guys, by the way, just around 13 minutes left until the end of the show, and you will join Prad and me. Meanwhile, please make sure you like this video you're watching right now. We need just 100 more likes to get 2,000. And also make sure you're a subscriber of Trader TV Live. Back to you guys.
Yeah, so I know a lot of people there, and thank you. It's a great community, and I thank you guys for pointing out HYMC. At the same time, like, GameStop just went back to 165, so I trimmed some out there. And then Tesla just broke, and AMC was going crazy. I missed HYMC at $2. I wasn't looking at it. And when you play a trade like this, you've got to be on the level too. I didn't see how much size was there. I see you guys talking about how it chewed through this level, and then went up right to 208. That is the next place where it would put a curl, but I need to see it back below $2. Normally, that's a bit of an entry point there. I'm not going to be terribly greedy with it, and just. So I saw a question that's very confusing to me, so like it kind of stopped me in my tracks. So I'm going to quickly address this with only 10 minutes left, and it was, why don't you trade with 2 accounts, 1 long and 1 short, traded the same stock?
What?
So you 100% definitely cannot do that, and it's not to say obviously. At a prop floor, you can't be long and short the same.
Money?
Like, it's not just impossible, it's actually illegal. So I know what you're saying is, like, why wouldn't you, like, maybe have a prop account and then have an outside account that goes the other direction? A, I'm not sure why that would make any sense, but B, that is very, very illegal. Like, you absolutely cannot do that. And under any circumstances, I would never suggest anyone would even think about something like that.
Yeah, but you definitely have to report
definition
everything.
of wash trading, and you don't want to be crossing that kind of a line. So clearly that's a no-go. HYMC just got back below $2. If I see some size at 2 now that it's below that price, I just think at some point it's going to pull back in because the catalyst is not much of a catalyst in my opinion, but I could definitely be wrong about that. I was wrong about Beyond Meat so far. HYMC could be true, but it's starting to pull back in here. But back below 2, but no significant offer there.
Yeah, so no, good point on that. But it's just, I think the technical, like, you just can't trade in the same fashion. So like, if you like me and Neil could short Tesla now, but be holding it long in another account, right? But it's like you can't be like the same kind of day making the trades.
Right.
Yeah,
well, I should clarify that. Like, I can own shares of Tesla,
right,
which I do.
Right.
And I can trade it at a prop account in any direction I want.
Right.
I thought what you were getting at was trading both as a
maybe they were.
If
I
that's
was just
what you
letting
meant. You
people
cannot
know.
do that. You cannot.
Yeah, like if I short AMC now, but I'm long in a long-term account, that's fine as long as I'm not sort of looks like it's trading against myself. That's the other thing. But good question there as well. But speak about AMC, man, it's backflip nation right now as AMC just takes out the high again. And we've talked about the sticky note. It's all on there. Follow me at Trader TV Sean. We blasted that one out to you guys today. We also blasted out the Beyond Meat short and the Tesla longs as well, and the Apple long. Like, what is Apple even doing right now to the upside? 175. So we had that break of 173. So that's been a really good trade for us today. Apple as well. But you know what? Like, everything matters, but nothing matters more than money. So let's go over to Money Talks because, hey, that's what we're doing right now. Money Talks over at the big screen with Mr. Brendan Wickens. Let's go.
Hey guys, big moves to show you here on the currency board so far this morning. The dollar leading the way. Yeah, almost 0.5% at one point for the DXY to the upside. 3-week high, in fact, for the US dollar today. So all of these under pressure, including the Canadian dollar, British pound. We're back to 79.5. Remember, we got over 80 cents late in the day on Friday. British pound 0.9 to the downside. Japanese yen, Swiss franc, Aussie, New Zealand, they're all under pressure. Turkish lira, Russia, back to the upside again. 6.5% for the ruble today. Bitcoin, the big one though, that's a daily chart over there. Clearly taking out 45,000 here, which has been the top of that consolidation for a few months now. So right through to 48, almost 47 and change. Up 7%. Ethereum, guys, back to almost 3,400, up 8% as well. Back over to you.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Ethereum. We just only talked about Bitcoin and Ether doing a fantastic run as well. It's not alone, man. It's not alone. I think we love the crypto plays. You mentioned something about Coinbase there, and it's only because I own shares of Coinbase, but I made a colossal. I'm not going to be that mad at it, but I am mad at myself over load up Silvergate. Remember when I dropped some Silvergate on the way up to pick up Coinbase? Yeah. And it was like that trade.
It looked good for a week or two, didn't it?
No, it looked good at the time.
Yeah.
But then Silvergate, I'm only bringing it up because of where it's going right now. Like it managed to get back to 85, but now this thing, because Silvergate was way too high. Like, it was just, at the time, Silvergate was just out of control. But it's now back to this 160 area, and you can sort of see this overhead, 165 to 170. If we don't break 50,000, and I'm looking at these prices, Silvergate is it's really setting up for another one of its short opportunities in there. Just got, like I said, that HYMC. It got back below that $2 range for like very, very briefly, and then made another run at the high of the day. There we go, loading up there, and made another run at that high of the day. So now I'm short. I got a 198 here, about half in, and if it doesn't break the high of the day, then I want to maintain this. And again, there's no real obvious levels in the daily chart. You can look at $2 and see some significance to it, and that's really the only thing I care about. Once it breaks this 210, I'm going to get out, because even if I think it's going to reverse, there's just too much air in front of this thing until it gets to like a 250. And I don't believe in the catalyst at all, but at the end of the day, you're only going to fight it so far. But there's more room from here why you can give it 10 to 15 cents, because back to the breakout is 15 pennies and back to VWAP is now sitting at 25. So now it's a bit of a different style trade than scalping it for 5 to 10 cents. Tesla is gonzo. Like, I got out in front of 190 because I plan on shorting. Like, I don't know. Like, I saw a bit of a curl. I thought it was a curl in the 2-minute chart, a 3-minute chart at the time. But now 1100's incoming. And if I think 1100 I want to short, I can't do it if I'm long.
Get on that train. Yeah, no, good out there. Good out. The logic is what we're talking about. Yeah, I got out of some of there, then we went back in, and now Tesla is like a $27 winner now on Tesla, as we're trying to take out 1100 right now. And trust, we'll probably do it. Here we go up to 1100, but you got to short those things like Neil mentioned. And that's the thing. Remember, we are day trading. We're not holding anything overnight. So if that 1100 breaks, I'm sure there's a stop somewhere around there for Neil. Or I'll probably get out at 1100 as well.
Dude, if
this goes to 1100,
I'll make this clear, because I said the same thing when it got to 1,000. There were trades where you give it a few shekels past the even because you don't want to get stopped out. Not on Tesla. On Tesla, if you short 1100, my out is at 1100, man. Like, either 1100 holds that
maybe 1102.
No, not the first time. The first time it touches that level, if it breaks it, I'm out. If it sets up again for like a fail break, that's a different trade. But the first time to a big level, my stop is at that level, because it'll be screaming into it if it gets there.
Man, like, Beyond Meat is really starting to pee me off, because you know why? It's like, look what's happening to AMC here. Like, how do we have a $27 winner on Tesla and right now a $3 winner on AMC and, $2 winner on Apple? I've only traded 4 names today. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what we're talking about right here. That's why Sticky Note Nation is so strong right now. 30,300 followers right now, all loving the Sticky Note. And it's 4 or 5 names on there, and that's all that I've traded today. And look, I'd like to get into some more names, but honestly, it's like this is rocking. And then Tesla's got like a lot of my attention here to the upside. But Beyond Meat, just to give you guys a little bit of an update here, it's starting to come back in a little bit. We did take some out at 49. Now it's a nice... I didn't realize how much was coming down now. I may have to get, what is this, 48.50. Okay, I had a bid there at 4. Am I still on Beyond Meat for you guys? Yeah, I did have, let's see if we can get something out here, 56, 57, if we can sit around. I think the good trades to make there is the dark pools trades and stuff like that, because as it comes back in, sometimes you do, I'm seeing a lot of deep prints here. And if you put big shares, you could lock this market up. Let's go right now. Hopefully this can go back down into the downside here. And we're going to try to hold. As I said, we are negative on Beyond Meat. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that one. We are negative on the stock today, but maybe we do travel back down to this 47.50 area, in which case, hey, our day will turn around on that one. So here comes Beyond Meat right back down to the downside here. And honestly, man, maybe that Tesla was a little, wow, we're getting on time. Okay, Fahad, I see you. Down there, 1094. All right, so we might have misstepped there on Tesla, but we'll see if it comes back upside there. Yeah, I want to hold it. I mean, I'm trying to be a Tesla bull here, obviously. But I know someone who's a Tesla bull, and hopefully she'll be riding around in one very, very soon. What's up, Ms. V?
That's right, Sean. Super happy to see that you joined me on Tesla today. And hi, guys, what a wonderful start of a new trading week. Thank you so much for all the support, super chats, 2,000 likes, and your nice comments. Please join Prad and me right after. And talking about Prad, happy National Weed Appreciation Day.
Wow, okay, but the real weed, I don't even know if it's on that page, but I'm down with dandelions and whatnot.
Nobody wanted to see a dandelion on that graphic.
I'm down with the dandelions right there. But wait a second, like what? But honestly, like weeds do play a major role in harvesting and in things like that, and bees and things, blah blah blah. So shout out to weed.
Here's my thing with weeds, man. And first of all, you know this about me, Sean. Like you had to like drag me out of the condo. Like home ownership was like, I get it.
I'm not down with
and I know
weeds.
families need to, you want to have your yard and all that good stuff. I get it. But you get out in the yard and you see weeds. Like once it's in your head that you need to pull weeds, it's ridiculous because now I'm just like my wife, man. Like
you're down there, you got a bad back. Like,
yeah, exactly.
My knee, like yeah.
And it's horrible. And I don't even like. I shouldn't care. But then you do care, and then your neighbors are out of control with it because my neighbors on either side are just like, woo! And the dude across the street, that's what he does for a living.
That's why you got paid.
Can't keep up.
That's why you got to pay those teenagers, man. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but the kids, he's a
like get that guy who shovels, man.
No, but he's in university now. So the local kid, he did everything, and he was amazing. Great kid. He had like cards and whatever. But he's at university now, so I didn't even.
Look what's happening in
this market, by the way. See, remember, hold on, man. If you got along, I finally got to the GameStop party. Coinbase is going. Tesla's gonna hit that 1100, man. And I know I probably got out of it a bit too early, but when I take a breakout style trade is a little bit different. If I catch the dip in VWAP, then I'm thinking about holding a little bit deeper there. But I'm only getting a break, and a break is usually more of a scalp because your risk to reward is a little bit skewed as opposed to when you've bought the dip and you're charging in the money. But I'm on the offer at 98 and change. And my stop is set for 1100, so we're locked and loaded on that and ready to go. Beyond Meat's starting to come in, but it's not going to be a good trade for me unless we get below VWAP and break to those lows. So we're already 1 for 2 on that name. But the story is going to be, with a minute to go, so we take you to Trader Pratt and Ms. V. I'm just going to full screen the NASDAQ here for you guys to be able to see.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, we're breaking that 14. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say that. We're getting close to that morning high on the NQ and looking primed to take it out. So some of the longs, like if you have longs that are working, I just don't see a heck of a lot of reason to be getting out of them. This is a time of day where you start thinking about extending that move into the afternoon.
Yo, shout out to Playmaker. What's up, Playboy? Yeah, it was great seeing all the fans. Well, not all the fans, but a few fans. And not fans, followers. Followers.
The fans? All fans?
The fans. No, followers, not fans. But there's AMC. Yeah, what's up, Playmaker? And what's up to everybody else who has AMC on today? Before I throw it to Trader Pratt, I'm going to do the Ape Nation. There it is. Yep, there it is. Okay, so Ape Nation strong in surviving today because AMC to the long side, man. We plowed into this at 21. There's at 22 again, and we still got this bad boy on as well. And then there goes Tesla. I thought you were going to say Tesla, the story of the day up to 11. Let's see if that goes to 11 undy today as well.
Well,
so,
it is, but
wow.
I was giving the market some credit.
Oh, the market's great. I mean, we're back in business right now. I agree, man. I didn't even realize the NASDAQ was close to 15,000 again. Wow. Yeah, big time movements there for the markets. And how about, wow, Tesla, $30 in the money, Tesla. And your boy Softy as well, up to 310. Wow, we're a minute over. I can't stop. I can't stop.
That's my bad. Like, the market's exciting. We're breaking the high. So obviously we're a little bit engaged and the position's starting to look pretty good. But it is past 11 o'clock. As you can tell, we have some fun around here at times. So. Let's send it over to Trader Pratt and Ms. V.
It is past 11 o'clock, and that's fine. We understand you guys are making tons of money out there, tons of opportunities still there in the market. What's up, Ms. V?
What's up, Mr. Pratt? I can
Hanging
see
out,
a
you
little
know.
greenness hiding under your black
Oh, just,
jacket.
blue and a green a little bit.
Good, good. I like it, guys. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to the brand new week. I hope this morning started great for you. Please make sure you're active on the chat, ask us anything, and go like Will Smith on that like button.
Go like Will Smith on the like button, indeed.